The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
This time on Nude Clan, Uwe Boll makes his introduction with House of the Dead. I wish I could redo this theme song, but I honestly can't remember what it sounds like, so fuck that.
Shall we play a game?
Welcome to another episode of Nude Clan, the video game podcast that is dedicated to watching some of the worst movies of all time for your pleasure. I am your host, Caleb.
I am Joseph DeGaulier.
Caleb Craig. This is Cameron.
And today we are reviewing the rail shooter turned movie, House of the Dead. Did you guys ever play House of the Dead?
I have,
arcades?
Yeah, once.
I have not.
I liked it, but I always liked Area 51 way more.
Area 51
so.
is a much better rail shooter.
And unfortunately, their spinoff is kind of shitty too. The PS2 game. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's probably better than this movie, though.
Did Area 51 ever have a movie based on it?
No. That would be a fun movie.
Ooh.
It would probably just
don't
be
give,
like...
Don't give him any ideas.
all of the science-y parts of Independence Day with some more gunplay. So it'd be like the laboratories and like the alien, like the dude with the thing wrapped around the guy's neck saying, "Release me." All of that. And then suddenly he's alive.
It's funny how often I quote that at work.
Release me.
Yeah. It's a good one to quote at
I
work.
think I say that quite a bit too.
I
Yeah.
use that one
It's
all
a good
the time.
line. It's a good...
That's a good yeah.
I don't
It's
know
a
why.
damn good
Yes, I
line.
do.
Well, we're not here to talk about good lines. We're here to talk about House of the Dead. None of us had seen this movie before, right?
No.
I've
Okay,
never
I was
seen
like,
it
has anyone
before.
seen this movie before?
Well, actually,
mean,
I think I heard of the movie, but I didn't realize it was a video game movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
I knew about the
It's got
game.
a really generic title.
Kind of, yeah. So it could be
So
anything.
maybe we've all heard of this movie. A House of Death. Death House. House of Dead. Dead.
Yeah, House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like death and house.
Monster House.
House. Just regular house.
Yeah.
Death. Lots of death in that, from what I remember.
And then if you want to get into more specifics, there's the room and just other
And room.
rooms
If you want,
inside
if you want to
houses.
get more specific, you can get into room,
kitchen,
wall,
master bedroom,
door,
And then you just go to
carpet,
walk-in closet, the
or
film.
a much more wide view is the village. So.
foundation.
Oh yeah, the village. There you
Yeah.
go.
So we're
Village,
getting
yeah.
all of our specific locations.
The town
town,
starring
Yeah.
Ben Affleck.
Hillary's America.
Oh,
Whole country in that one.
wow.
my God.
This is great.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, it was a terrible movie, but we'll get into that. What has everybody been playing?
This week I played quite a few games. I played Wolfenstein 2, Brawlout, which is kind of like a Smash Bros. Type game. And then I played Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which... Guys, like, the character designs in that fucking game are insane. Like, there's a character named Pyra who's just like a normal skinny chick, right? But she has the biggest fucking boobs of all time.
So awesome.
Like, it's literally like fucking anti-grav double G's. Like,
Wow.
they're perky as shit, and they're just out there. Like, there was literally a cutscene where, like, the character wakes up in her lap and, like, he opens his eyes and the only thing you see are her fucking tits. Like, that's it. Like, cutscene will be
So it's a pervy
burned
Japanese
into, yeah.
video game. Okay.
Did he wake up and say, "Am I in
Seems
heaven?"
like that's like a genre over there.
Well, no, it's like the entire, like, all the female characters are just like either like the lolly type character or the big titty bitch. Like, I want to rename this character Big Titty Sword because she's like a sword, and she's a big titty bitch.
She
is
a sword?
Man, she's a big titty bitch.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know what to do. It's weird.
That is an odd thing for Craig to say, isn't
Big
it?
titty bitch. Yeah.
I almost want to make a song like that Black Betty song, but like, whoa, big titty. Whoa, big titty. Big titty bitch. Whoa, big titty. Gotta make old jugs, titty bitch. Gotta make old jugs, titty bitch. When Craig said it, that song just popped into my mind for some reason. Whoa, big titty.
I want that to be a song now.
Oh, man.
And then I played some Dark Souls 3 and beat the first boss. So yeah.
That's awesome. Nice.
How does Dark Souls compare to?
The first boss of Dark Souls was easier than the Cleric Beast, so if it
The
continues
theoretical
to be easier,
first boss of
be nice.
Bloodborne.
Yeah.
The one that you can skip, but you didn't skip it, did you?
No,
Okay.
I had someone else kill it for me.
Okay.
According to Craig.
No, you did.
Also, Craig. Yes.
Oh yeah, that was Craig speaking.
In case you
so
didn't know, that was
confirmed that's what he would say.
Confirmed bias from Craig.
Yep.
What have you been playing, Cameron?
Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein?
Mhm.
How is it?
I enjoy this game, but I don't want to get too in depth. So
No? Is
yeah.
the review in 2 weeks from now, I think?
No, it's a while from now.
Yeah,
Oh, is
actually,
it?
yeah. So I'm going to beat this as fast as I can so I can get all the time to play Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, we
Oh.
could probably do an early review for it once you're done.
What is with these early reviews? We got
Well, I
these
mean, if you got
episodes
it
planned.
done, then we can fucking do it.
Well, what are we going to do in
Craig,
place of the review, though?
This is a great time to work on some gift games on the side.
True.
There you
Schweiss
go.
and I do need to play some Nocturne.
There you go. Then
Wow.
you use that with all your free time.
I mean, I don't know if I have that much
Since
free
Schweiss
time.
isn't going to be playing Dark Souls 3.
You know what the sad thing is, though? I've played 40 hours of Wolfenstein since I started it. And I'm pretty sure I started it like a week ago.
You played 40 hours of it? Dude,
Yeah.
it only takes like 10 to beat it.
I know.
In case you're wondering,
You're platting.
Dark Souls 3 won the poll.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just make that.
It was
announcement,
really close to Deus Ex Mankind. But,
I think Deus
alas.
Ex needs another domination at some point, because that's one that clearly a lot of people want us to play.
Yeah.
But there's also people who want us to play Dark Souls, because it's an important series to a lot of people.
And
Yeah,
maybe
very
some
important.
people who
Well-
paid for a Switch want you guys to nominate some Switch games.
I almost nominated Octopath, but why would I be easy? And Cameron even
fucking
said,
should've.
Cameron was like, I want to play more Switch games. And I had
Yep.
one, and I was like,
I'll be playing the Pokemon game on the Switch as soon as it comes out. So
I had a
There
knife.
was a lot of games you could have nominated.
I had a
for
knife
Switch.
in my hand, and I was going to sheath it, but then I remembered Dark Souls 3, and I was like, ah! Stabbed it into the side of
I
Caleb and
believe
Cameron.
that the impetus for that was the fact that your goal for the year was to beat every game that you bought.
Yes, and I bought Dark Souls 2. Stupidly.
Yeah, so it doesn't make a
Forgetting.
whole lot of sense for him to start with 3.
Cameron, what are the sounds you're making over there?
those are hiccups. I
Those were
apologize.
hiccups?
Yep,
They sound like snort hiccups.
little hiccups.
Like I can't even make that noise.
I didn't even hear him, so I don't know what
It's
you're
a
talking
weird
about.
noise. Okay, all right. Well, the audience can go back 5 seconds and hear it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a dumb idea. It's a really stupid idea, actually. Because the problem now is I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to play all the Souls games because, like, my dick needs to get even bigger. My ego.
Or just
my-
start with the Demon Souls game.
That's the problem. Is I want to.
You know your dick doesn't get any bigger doing that, right?
It's true, yeah. But my theoretical penis will enlarge, become engorged.
Yeah, if he ties a string to it and then slams the door so it stretches, he's hoping that's like how
Yeah,
it'll get
The
bigger.
only thing is one head gets bigger, not the other.
Yeah. Also, I did that with my nipple. I got a titty twister, and now I'm pretty sure that one's inverted. Like, it comes out, but it like when it's in its normal resting state, it's inside. It's not like out a little bit. I think it's because somebody gave me a hell of a titty twister. So I think if I do the door slam thing, my dick's actually going to get smaller because it's going to like
gonna go up
overstretch
inside
and then
you.
like come back. Yeah.
rubber
It'll
band
rebound
back
harder,
in.
rebound harder than it came out. So,
If that's not getting into our personal lives, I don't know what
yeah. Why aren't you guys personal anymore?
yeah, inverted nipple.
yeah, Caleb has an inverted nipple. We
Yeah.
all know it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, I do want to play all of the games because they're legendarily difficult. They're supposed to be hard, and a lot of people like them a lot. So I kind of want the challenge, and I own 3 of them now. So
You own 3 of them.
yeah, I have Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 2, and Bloodborne. So all I need now is Dark Souls, and then Demon Souls, and I've got it all. The one thing I'm hung up on though is the fact that Dark Souls Remaster is still like $40 everywhere. I don't think I want to spend $40.
It's a fucking remaster for PS4.
I know, but I want the newer version of it. I don't want to get the PS3 one.
Well, it has also.
Necessarily.
I think it has all the DLC on the remaster too. It's not that bad.
more trophies for him to earn.
Yeah, those are going to hurt.
It's a different trophy set, I would imagine, from the PS3 version.
Yeah, probably. So maybe I'll make that plunge, but I've got a lot of other stuff that's been gifted to me that I should play through first. So that's where I'm kind of like, I don't know, on the fence. But I will play Dark Souls 3 with you guys because
We'll
I want
see.
to. You don't think I will?
No, I don't.
Why?
It's this theory that you won't play it, but then since we beat it, you're not going to ever play it. That's what he's.
The reason is because, like, you told me the reason you nominated Dark Souls 3 was to punish me for some unknown reason. And then, you quit out of playing Alone in the Dark. So, like, if this gets too much, you're just going to back down.
I don't know, man. Alone in the Dark is broken. This game is just supposed to be really hard. I think there's a difference between really hard and broken.
And I'm pretty sure the chat will correct me, but I've heard that Dark Souls 3 is slightly easier than Bloodborne, but it's a different play style. So you have to get used to not charging in all the time, but I've heard it's easier. So let's see if it is. It's like an hour.
You're the only one who will know.
as well. I know. So I've heard both ways, but only me. I'll know personally if it's easier for
This
me or
big
not.
titty bitch over here can't beat Dark Souls.
Have
I
you?
can't beat Dark Souls.
I'm sorry, Bloodborne.
Have you?
I haven't attempted to.
Oh, that's your defense. Just never try. You can never be accused
Well,
of not
I
being
fucking
able to.
beat I beat the Cleric Beast, and by myself.
Good. So did I.
Yeah,
I beat every boss by myself.
good. Eventually, I have to play Bloodborne.
yeah.
This
I gotta
is
get to 'em.
eventually at some point in the future to where you can plausibly deny the fact that you can't actually do it.
Right. Yeah.
Hopefully that'll incentivize you to actually play it.
I don't think it will.
What
I don't
your
think he cares.
your little taunt there is going to incentivize me to play it
Oh yeah.
because I haven't gotten enough of those taunts from fucking Joe being like, "I did it."
No.
You
Joe,
can't do it.
Joe can't taunt you because we all know why Joe can't taunt you.
Yeah, we all.
He didn't. He
didn't beat the
He
game.
beat the game, but air quotes that. So
Fuck you.
There's an asterisk.
Yeah, game's beaten, but not really. Is what down below.
all I'm going to say is the game did encourage you to use help, but it didn't encourage you to use help that one shots bosses for you.
Yeah. So I haven't played anything other than Wolfenstein 2. I didn't even touch Final Fantasy, Crystal Chronicles, Ring of Fates this week. I was going to, and I just didn't. I just didn't want to. So now I have a lot of that to pound through in the next couple days, actually, and see if I can
How
finish.
long is that
for
one
a
supposed to be?
review? I think it's like 15, 14, something like that. It's not a long one.
That's not bad.
But the last one was supposed to be shorter than it took us also. So I don't know. We'll see. This one I am enjoying more immediately. The music doesn't make me want to kill myself, and the gameplay is actually pretty decent. And you can jump. It's basically everything we bitched about in the first one, they like addressed in number 2.
Yeah,
So I'm enjoying that.
it's way
actually.
better. It's way better.
It should be 2-player
It's
the entire time. though.
Pretty glitchy, but it's still a better game.
Is it glitchy?
It is glitchy.
I haven't seen anything yet. But
When they drop shit, it'll sometimes just like float above your character's head for forever until you like do a combination of buttons to get rid of the stupid orb that's floating above your head.
oh,
Not even kidding.
wow.
And then it like gets really weird with the calling of characters. So it's not perfect, but it is way
Speaking
better.
of glitchy, have you guys experienced any glitches in Wolfenstein 2? Because I ran into a couple.
I had a moment where I axed a guy and then I stabbed him in the chest and I chucked his body into a wall.
Is there a poltergeist at your...
Dude, I don't fucking know. Okay, so like
There was a single.
there was
The ghost in the
so
PS4.
you know the like elevator thing in the U-boat that you can go to like go to the different floors or whatever. So I was on that, right? And I go down to like the bottom level, and then some chick like walks by me, and then she starts going down into the floor, like, and she's like half through the floor of the elevator. Just like I was like, what the fuck?
I did find a glitch.
And then like every time I use that one awesome gun that uses both the electricity and the diesel
The
fuel.
Uber,
Yeah, the Uber gun or whatever it's called.
the BFG.
Yeah, the BFG.
Yeah.
Like every time I was using that, like, and I was charging it up, like the screen would like start glitching in places. It's fucking weird.
I ran into a
I
glitch.
think your PS4 might be broken. That's no explanation for all these localized glitches that you experience.
It's only in a few games though, so
So-
it would have to be the games themselves.
You know the part in like the very beginning where you realize that there are still people on the U-boat that you've been on for like ever,
Yeah,
and you're an idiot for not exploring it?
yeah.
I go down and I go into the water in that area, and like I came up and I was behind some stuff, and I was like, "Oh, cool! This is like a weird exploit in the level." And I was like jumping around, and then suddenly I like started falling, and I fell through the map, and I could see like the boat and the entire map above me, and I landed kind of hard, and I was just stuck down there, and I had to throw grenades and kill myself. So I fell through the map one time, and it was insane. I could just see like the layout of the level, and I'm like, okay, well, I can see where I need to go next. Like, I could see all this shit, and I shouldn't be able to see it. So I've had one glitch, but I don't think anything else is.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing game breaking like it was in fucking bullshit Bounty Hunter. But yeah, I was just like I ran into some glitches, and I was like, "What the fuck? I'm just forever cursed."
I think the glitch I had was kind of just as as game breaking as what you did in Bounty Hunter.
No,
Except I could load it back up, and it wasn't as painful to load
I
my
think
save.
the
2
game of
seconds ago.
Bounty Hunter just wanted retribution for him just killing the guy at the beginning when he should have captured him.
Yeah, I agree.
no.
The game wanted retribution
You broke
for that
the
act.
game.
I refuse to
You
take
broke
any
the game.
bounties.
That's what he is, though. He's the bounty hunter.
You
That's an
need him.
accomplishment, though.
Now for you-
to like play the game without getting a single one.
That should have been a trophy too. Like get all the bounties, and then another one where it's like do a playthrough where you get 0 bounties.
It's like the first one's given to you, so it's like I denied even that. So
You hated it before you even knew you hated it.
yeah.
Well, all I played was Crystal Chronicles Ring of Fates this week. About 3 hours worth. About 3.5 hours into the game so far. Not a bad game. Definitely better than its previous entry in the series. But there's not much else to say about that right now. So has anybody beaten a game?
I beat Wolfenstein 2 and Brawl Out.
Bras out.
Yep.
Fuck you, Craig.
Wolfenstein 2
Why can't you just beat one game?
Brawl
Because-
Out.
Yeah.
Balls out.
What is Brawl Out?
It's just like a little indie game that plays exactly like a Smash Bros. Game.
Oh, an indie game, huh? Is that where we're at now? Is that what we're doing?
I enjoy indie games, Schweiss.
Yeah,
There are some good ones.
I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, because you totally didn't play Journey and enjoy it.
It was fine.
What about the Two Brothers game choice?
That was really good.
Well, there you go.
Flower is awesome, too.
I haven't played Flower.
So is Moonlighter. And Bastion.
See, look at all these indie games you're bringing up.
I Am
boost
Bread.
the hog.
I Am Bread is fucking hard, all right? It's fucking hard.
Well, then it's not good bread.
You're
Yeah.
supposed to become toast.
Just put it in the microwave.
No, you're supposed to become toast. You got to jump in the toaster. That's like the point of the game, and you can't get dirty.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't like land on the floor or anything. You have to like try and make it to the toaster without like getting covered in dirt and everything. So you got to be like a clean piece of bread and then get into the toaster.
That sounds like suicide. It's like a
It
sick
is.
concept for a game.
It's bread trying to make breakfast for the person before they while they're getting ready for work.
That's very considerate bread.
It is. It commits suicide for the breakfast.
That's That's got to be a hell of a meal
Yeah.
to die for.
It's a fucking hard game, though.
Toast. Cameron?
No, I did not.
Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus.
I'm not going to write down the whole thing. It's just going to put Wolfenstein, probably spelling it wrong.
Well, you probably could. You just have to go into cams, but, he's not going to
It's not like he's going to reach
He's not
these
going to
heights.
reach it.
He's not going to reach 18 games.
No.
Yeah.
Good time.
All right. So the
Play some
hog
indie
is
games.
as follows. And guys, get in your hog for this. I think next week is our
It is.
wrap up. So
It is the wrap up.
get in your hog for July so that we can have some good stats to talk about next week. But right now, Caleb Craig is the head of the hosts at 19 games beaten so far this year. Caleb Schweiss is at 18 games. I am at 11 games, and Cameron is at 9 games. So you can wear your hat today if you want, Craig.
I don't even know where it is.
Yeah, where the hell is that thing?
Oh, it's right behind you.
Yeah, got to get the
There
crown.
you go. You can wear the crown for the Twitch audience. Wondering where the front was?
I was looking for, there's a little lap over thing on the back of the crown, right there.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I always, try and hide that.
I try to hide the
Yeah.
imperfection of my dollar store
I have to
crown.
hide the imperfection of the crown because it's not real, unfortunately.
All right.
I need to have, a solid gold crown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Well,
Yeah, the people who donate to Patreon, once we get enough money, I will get a solid gold crown. So please,
once
please
Joe
donate
leaves,
for that.
Once Joe leaves, and we can approve such an action.
we still need to get me my other hog rings.
I'm the one who comes up with the fun shit, and then I'm always slashed down. No.
Yeah, but your version of fun is we should release the episode next week as an April Fool's joke. It's like,
It's fun for 3 days. And then it's dick.
That was
and
our
then-
compromise, was 3 days. You wanted it
Yeah.
to be 1 day.
yeah.
I wanted it to be a whole week.
I wanted it to be one day.
and a listener sniffed that shit out.
Yeah,
I was really
he's
laughing
like,
at that.
Joe just
Sounds
didn't
like
want to do an episode.
Yeah,
didn't
it sounds like Joe just didn't want to record. And then it came out
He's on
a
the
couple
fucking
hours
money.
after that happened. It was kind of funny.
Okay. Well, O King, dost thou have a question?
We do have a couple questions.
I always ask for a question. He always goes, I have 5.
Well,
Unless it's we're out of questions, guys.
we
Get
have-
your fucking questions
We have
on
a
there.
bunch now, so it's fine.
It's tweet hashtag NudeClanQ or go onto our forums at nudeclan.net and ask your questions there. And those are what we pull from.
All right, first one's from King Zilla. He says, "Hi guys, what was your most interesting gaming moment as a kid? It can either be a moment for triumph in a game, or something you figured out, or you fucked up really bad. For me, it was dropping the fat PS2 with the new FF10 disc inside. Heard a lot of scratching noise, then silence. The game never worked. Turns out the disc had been dislodged in the disc tray, and had to wait a year or so for my dad to try and fix it. Didn't have money to go to a repair shop myself. Missed a year of gaming for a stupid dislodged disc."
Most interesting?
Yeah.
Is that an interesting gaming experience?
I guess.
That is interesting. I mean, that sucks.
Yeah, it sucks
That
balls.
really sucks. Wow.
Interesting.
I accidentally I accidentally kicked my Xbox over and it dropped 5 feet onto a hard floor and was fine because the original Xbox is a fucking beast.
Yeah,
The
it's pretty
360
tanky.
would have been halfway through the fall before it even hit the floor. It'd be like, I'm upside down. Ow!
It red rings
Well,
and
red
then it
rings.
breaks into a million pieces.
The fucking old school PSPs are also a beast. I lost mine once and under 6 feet of snow, and it fucking lived.
No. So what he's leaving out is that they didn't find it until springtime.
Yeah, it was gone for 6 months, and it was under 6 feet of snow for most of that, and it
6 feet?
lived.
I doubt.
He was
No,
up,
dude, it was.
He
it
was
was
on a
out in
campus.
the.
I was in the
It
mountains.
was in somebody's cabin, we were going
Oh,
for
really?
scouts.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
and it was up there.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and it survived, dude. It was.
Is that the one that you
awesome.
sold to Joe?
Yes.
Wow, I think it's
So I finally broke it.
Yeah. It took a Joe.
It took
And
me to kill it.
and a winter alone in the snow.
I can't even remember what happened to it. Something went wrong when we did Crisis Core and it wouldn't work. Can't remember what it was.
Mine got stolen, so that's great.
I think I said it on the episode, but I can't remember right now.
Along with Joe's Valkyrie profile, Lenneth.
Yours was left at work, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Jeez.
I remembered it, and I was like, oh, I'll grab it tomorrow. It was gone. Some fuck bag probably stole it.
He's specifically asking as a kid.
Yeah, as a kid.
Well, I didn't have video games as a kid.
I really didn't.
Dun,
either.
dun.
My first gaming console was a Sega Genesis I got from a yard sale. And the cool thing about it was every time you bump it, if it was playing a game, it'd freeze.
Oh, yeah, yeah. There were times like that.
Yeah, that was fun. Cool gaming experience.
Oh. Shit, I don't know.
Good gaming experience.
I guess I could do one from when I was like 13 or 12.
Yeah, that'll probably work.
There was one time where I was like partway through a game of Half-Life,
and my computer was much better than it needed to be to play Half-Life, which is a pretty old game, especially now, at the time. And what I would do is I would like with computer games, it's beautiful because you can save the game like in like half a second. You just press escape, go to the menu, hit save game, and then it saves, right? What happened was I like landed hard on after a jump, and I like slid off the edge into this elevator shaft. And instead of loading the game back up, I accidentally saved the game mid-fall. And so I would load the game, and I would just fall and then shatter into a million pieces. And the game would load up, I'd fall, shatter into a million pieces. So I had to start a new game because I accidentally hit save game as I was falling to my death. And then the worst part, I never have beaten Half-Life because I got to the giant baby in the sky at the end, and I was just hacking it away, and it wouldn't die. It just never died. And I spent like hours.
How dare you spoil my Half-Life experience for me?
Yeah, I don't know why it was a giant baby, so I mean that part you can see for yourself, but I would launch myself up to its dome, and it would like have its head open, and I would just like start crowbarring the fuck out of it, and it wouldn't die. Like it just never died. And I think it's because it was a glitch, because I had a burned copy of the game that I was playing, so like there was some fuck up on the file, so I could never beat it. But those two things were really shitty, because I loved playing that game. I loved when like the face huggers like grabbed the doctors, and I had like just enough time to crowbar them off their faces and like save them, and then I could choose to let the doctors die. Like I was in control of their fate, and a lot of good shit in those games. I really enjoy it.
The face suck hugger.
yeah.
I like that.
Yep, face suck hugger.
I like that term. There was one point in Halo 1.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to beat it on Legendary, and we got in the snow level. We kept on doing that thing where one person stays behind the checkpoint, or like stays way behind, and the other person gets to where the checkpoint's supposed to be, but then kind of like walks to the side,
Yep.
so that the checkpoint never loads, and then all the guys are frozen there, and you kill them off. But we ran out of. We did that, but then there was a part in the game where you couldn't do it, and I think we fucked up something in the coding because we were doing that shit. And then we got to a place where it was going nuts, and we ran out of ammo completely. And then at a certain point, they were firing for so long, but we had eluded them for so long that some computer glitch happened, and they would be making the shooting animations, but nothing was coming out. The AI had run out of ammo. But we're still doing the shooting animations towards us, and you could just stand there, and they would just be like, their guns would be going off, and nothing would be happening. It was fucking crazy. I have video evidence of it. I gotta find it. I think it's on my Facebook. But
yeah, I guess recently the Call of Duty Classic checkpoint that I had, where it checkpoints and it saves your game automatically, and then when you die, it loads you back up right where the checkpoint was, right? Well, the game checkpointed as the dude like was shooting at me. So like he starts shooting, it's like saving game, checkpoint. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ! And so I would die, and then immediately this guy would be shooting into me, and like I'd have to. I escaped one
that
time.
Happened to me in Wolfenstein.
Same.
I escaped one time without taking damage once, and that wasn't even the time that I won, because I died with the next fuckface around the corner who was staring right at where I was coming and just instantly gunned me down.
There's a part in the dream sequence where I was on the edge of the courtroom and I died and I spawn in and I started to kill the guy in front of me as soon as I spawned, but I die from the guy to the side, so I had to figure out how to duck, kill the guy in front of me, sprint forward, kill the guy coming. So I memorized the whole pattern because I had to do it several times because I was low on health to where I could get to the health pack and live.
Yeah,
mine was like in the burning broken city or whatever when you're trying to get to like the garage or workshop place. Yeah, so I was like running through there and like I was getting shot at and I fucking died right when the checkpoint happened. So I loaded up and I was immediately getting shot by like 5 dudes.
I saved with a robo dog.
But the one thing about Wolfenstein, it'll go, hey, it looks like you're going to die immediately after you load the save. Do you want to load a previous save? So Wolfenstein will hold on to a couple of previous saves for you to load back in.
Yeah, and I saved my game myself. I saved my game
me too, because
manually.
I knew I could
I know the game's gonna.
I
know the game's gonna fucking punk me. Yeah, Robo Dog. I seriously saved right before a Robo Dog was gonna kill me, and like I had to do some crazy dodging to get out of that. It was stupid.
Those robot dogs.
Yeah, they're insane. They're not even that tough either. Like when you start shooting them, they die pretty fast, but they fucking
assholes.
They like one shot you.
You have to shoot them twice with the laser craft work.
Yeah, God, that game is brutal sometimes. You know what? Oh, speaking of, I missed a trophy because you meet Hitler in the game because they won, and so he's still alive, and there's a trophy for killing him. And I was like, oh, I fucking missed it, and like shit. I was like, I'll just play it again. I mean, I'll probably play the game at some point again, maybe. And what I want to do is do a Mein Leben run, which is the hardest difficulty, and it's hardcore. So if you die, you have to start a new game. Like the game's just over. You start over from the beginning. I want to do a Mein Leben run up to the point where you find Hitler and then just stomp him and die and like start the whole fucking game over again. Just like, it's worth it. And then just get killed because there's no way you can not get killed if you kill him because you're not supposed to do that. But
so is it like if you get to where Hitler is, it's just too much?
What do you mean?
Like you can't get out if you kill Hitler?
No,
basically.
Yeah, you can't. They'll gun you down because you're. Are you not that far?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't go back and kill Hitler after points. You have to kill him and then get killed and then like do it again.
So do that for the trophy that I didn't get.
Yeah.
Do it.
Okay, I will.
But I kind of spoiled that because you know he's alive still, but you don't know you met him.
No, I didn't.
I thought you were way closer to the end.
I'm kind of hoping that there's a like in the third Wolfenstein that like you go all Robo Hitler.
That would be sweet.
Yeah, he's the final boss of the third Wolfenstein. Is Robo Hitler.
Robo Hitler.
I found my video. It's on my YouTube. Actually, it's got 6 views. I think it's. Let's see if I
think you feel it's cooler than everyone else does.
It's fucking weird, dude. Let's see if I can.
I seriously don't know how many times you have to die to do this, but on Halo 1, I was way stuck in this one part, and you can see my dead body lying all over the ground here. Right here. But I killed everybody but this Wraith, and I can't kill him. And look, he's out of ammo or something. Look, check this out. He's like not even shooting. And then when I shoot, nothing happens. Like there's no little graphical things on the ground or anything. So I'm just wondering, like, how many times I have to die in order for the computer to give me that.
That was when you lived over in Orem, huh? Like just
No. That was before that. That was when I lived in Spring. That was me, and that's me as a high schooler right there.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So I misremembered the glitch, but it was fucking weird and freaky, and never come across anything like that since.
Yeah. Oh, Caleb, there was one when you were a young lad, the faceless guy in World at War. That one was pretty sweet.
In Black Ops 2?
Yeah.
Or Black Ops?
Black Ops, because he was like, at the end of a mission, he like shotgunned this guy, and his face was gone. And then like, Caleb's like talking to the guy at the end, and his gun's put away because you can't use the gun because the guy starts talking.
Yeah,
and
it's like a
hey,
fucking
cutscene,
and the dude that I tried to kill was still alive and trying to beat me down, doing the beatdown animation without a gun.
No, I think the first time
he was fucking killing me, so I had to like fucking speed through the fucking cutscene as fast as I could to survive the level.
I think what happened was the first time he actually had the shotgun, and he meleeed you and you died, and the second time he was just swinging air. and you had to just like get real crafty with the dodges because he wouldn't leave you alone, and he can't die. He's undead.
Yeah, he's fucking Slender Man.
Yeah, there's some great glitches out there that are so fun.
That only Craig finds.
You found the one in the fucking Battlefield 1, or was it me that was playing? It was one of us where like the guy like dropped his gun and it was like on his foot.
Yeah.
And then he like started like hover walking around, and he was still shooting the gun even though it was laying on his shoe.
So he just turns into this thing with the arms, and he's just standing super straight, and his gun drops down to his feet, and he skids around on top of the gun.
And he's still yelling in German this whole time, like he's freaking out.
And he'll shoot you with the gun at his feet.
That was the fun part.
Did you not record that?
I don't know if he did.
We might have. It might be somewhere.
And then like, and then he just like went into the ground.
Yeah, man. The Battlefield 1, how that one plane had a hard-on for me.
Yeah. It just kept fucking slamming into you.
Yeah, it'd be like they would kamikaze run me like almost immediately as soon as I loaded the level. The planes just dive on me.
Yeah, you just gotta run for your life.
I don't know. Yeah, early Battlefield 1, I guess.
Do you have we could probably do one more question.
All right. Next question is also from King Zilla. He says, "Here's one for the ages. Which one is more controversial? If you had to commit one of these crimes, which would you choose, rape or slavery? You must pick one."
Slavery.
Yeah, I'd totally do slavery.
So this is a stupid question, and you shouldn't ask us these type of questions. But if I were to pick one, it would be slavery.
Why would we have to pick one?
I know, because he's making us pick one. He's making us pick a controversial answer.
Which is less bad?
No. So this is the thought I put into it. I'd pick slavery, but not. It'd be Roman type slavery, where I have to go conquer a village, and because I beat down that village, then I can take a slave from it.
I would totally just take like a bunch of chained criminals, make them do stuff for me, like dance or kill each other. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, I would say slavery is less wrong, I guess.
They're both not right.
I mean, slavery is dehumanization, so...
Well, they're both
That's
bad.
pretty fucked up.
Rape's shorter. Slavery's for life.
Well, you can free the slave.
But rape lasts in the mind
you
forever.
can take a slave immediately free.
Yeah, because slavery doesn't, I'm sure.
I mean, if you took a bunch of people and made them fight to the death, it wouldn't really last that long.
Especially for the first one to die.
This is a horrible question.
I know.
Yeah, I would probably do slavery, though, if I had to do one.
If you had to do one.
I think I'd do rape.
Well, like Bill Cosby style, like you just drag them so they don't remember, or what?
If I had a choice, I guess I don't seem to be. Someone's going to force me to rape someone.
I guess you have to do it.
I have to do it, or force you to enslave someone.
Yeah, I like Cameron's slavery. Like you conquer and then, because then
it'd be Roman style slavery. You're not discriminating against anyone for it. You're just, hey, I'm going to conquer your village, and I'm going to take you on as workers after that.
Mm-hmm. And then you can build a world wonder. You can't build a world wonder after raping somebody. But when enslave,
or can you?
You could.
When you enslave a nation, you can build pyramids.
I don't understand. There needs to be more context to that question.
I think slavery is obviously the right choice.
Which one's more controversial?
Because we need the 8th world wonder.
Take that loop.
And we can't have that.
I think slavery is obviously the right choice.
Yeah, and we can't have that with rape, but we can have it with an enslaved nation.
Okay.
If we took over China, man, we could
do great things with slaves.
We can make a pyramid so big that it fucks with the the fucking Earth's like rotation. We would do that. Just make it so top heavy, so China heavy that it like fucking slides to the side. I know it's impossible. But
I don't think that works.
All right, biggest pyramid visible in space, like not like the light from the one in
Why not
Vegas.
just build a space pyramid?
Oh my God, you're right. That lines up with the other ones.
Instead of a Death Star, it's just a fucking pyramid.
Death pyramid.
Yeah,
that's what's in Kung Pao Enter the Fist.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's a good movie.
We could.
The evil council are aliens. They're French. Yeah.
We could. That's what it takes, though. And then when I hear, whenever I hear somebody say, "Man, they don't build the buildings like this anymore," it's like, yeah, that's because they were slaves that built this castle. That's why they don't build it like that anymore, because you actually have to pay people now, and no one's going to fucking have that kind of money to build a castle. At least not very many people. So, if you want a castle...
So because of your upside, you'll take slavery.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I was thinking about doing the least amount of bad for the least amount of time.
And then I could also go Thomas Jefferson mode and just sleep with one of the slaves that I fancy in a very...
Okay, so you can cover both.
So you could do
cover
both. Okay.
It doesn't have to be rape, though. I'm pretty sure they were both down.
Would be,
they were both DTF, from
you know,
what I've
in
heard.
this culture where you sleep with someone who is under you in power, that's also considered rape.
That's true, yeah. So I guess I would cover all my bases.
Okay.
Even if they came to me.
All right.
It would be me, yeah. There it is.
Okay.
No, that's how it is, yeah.
All right.
All right.
One more?
One more question?
Yeah.
To wash the taste of that
Not
one
a
out of our mouth.
Yeah,
All
we
right,
need our
all right.
palate cleansing wasabi here.
I guess this one's for me. It's from Corey. Says, Craig, have you watched the trailer for the new Titan show that's launching on the new DC streaming service? If not, can you watch it and tell me what you thought? Dude, it's fucking terrible. Schweiss, you should pull up the trailer for it. I want you guys to see it. It's so cringeworthy, especially if you've seen the Teen Titans. It's just called Titans. Yeah, it should just be that one, the Titans trailer.
This here?
Yes.
Oh, it's live action?
Yeah.
TVMA for Teen Titans?
Yeah, dude. It's trying to be Teen Titans so bad, even though it's called Titans, which is an entirely different group.
Who are you?
Everything led me here. To you. You're the boy from the circus.
You got no place to hide. And I'm feeling like a villain, got a hunger
This is Batman.
inside.
It's Robin. This is the greatest show! So he's an adult now, so he should already be Nightwing,
Please.
but he's fucking Robin
me?
still.
Madness, madness.
Where's Batman? Fuck Batman.
That was the most
Something
cringy
evil
thing
inside
on
of
the
me.
planet.
You're scared. I get it. But you can control it. You don't know what I've become.
Sometimes, when I feel the darkness, it feels good. My mom says there's no such thing as monsters.
I used to think that. I was wrong.
Madness, madness.
That does look pretty poor.
Yeah.
I've never watched a
I'm
single...
not angry at it. It's just
It looks stupid.
it
To
looks
me-
like a CW show.
To me,
Yeah.
it just
It
looks
looks
like another
lower
TV show
quality
I'm not
than
gonna
a
watch.
CW show.
Yeah, it looks like
That's
I'm
impossible.
watching like
No, dude. It's fucking terrible.
One Tree Hill with superheroes.
Dude, that fucking fuck Batman was so forced. It's just, and then,
Should have said fuck Batman.
yeah, should have been something fucking worse. Just, yeah. Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It's the
Stupid
sequel
trailer.
to Teen Titans.
No, it's just like they're trying to make a show called Titans, and
Oh, it has nothing to do with Teen Titans?
I mean,
It does.
they are the Teen
They're the Teen
Titans.
Titans,
Those
yeah.
are the same people that were in the Teen Titans, the same fucking group, except for they're calling it Titans, which is an entirely different group of people. So it just doesn't make any sense to me, like at all.
Okay.
And it's stupid. Starfire is an orange alien, and she's a black chick from the streets. And it's,
Yeah. I guess that's their equivalent of Orange Alien. It's kind of fucked up.
I know.
Jesus, DC.
I know.
Jesus Christ.
They can't make anything anymore. I swear to God, their fucking movies are shit.
Well, when
now
have
the
they?
TV shows are just as shit.
I've never watched a single TV show comic book thing. Or I tried to watch one with Cameron that was like a joke one, and it was pretty cringy.
It was
Which one?
bad. It was the other people, wasn't it?
It was like that, or
other people.
It was one where it was talking about people that weren't superheroes in a world.
Yeah,
with
so
superheroes.
people.
Oh, it was Powerless.
I guess so. Yeah,
That was pretty.
I know
dumb.
that one.
it was so bad.
Yeah,
but
that
like,
one's
I've
not
never
great.
wanted to watch Luke Cage once in my life.
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage is great.
Is the only superhero movie that I'll say is a great.
It's not a
that's
movie.
right. Only superhero TV show that was a great superhero TV show. To me, it's like you take the gimmick, which is superpowers, and if that's the whole premise that you're making your thing off of, then it's going to be a terrible TV show. But they made a perfect drama TV show with the Luke Cage and the antagonists and whatnot. But then they add his superpowers on top of it to enhance it instead of that being the thing the TV show is about. And so, in my opinion, that's what makes Luke Cage a great TV show. I enjoyed it.
Luke Cage is great.
I haven't watched anything.
I am really picky with TV, like extremely picky.
I am
so that
too.
Is never.
I
gonna
hardly
happen.
ever watch TV shows. Luke Cage was one of the ones out of the blue that I enjoyed, and I enjoyed it more than the Daredevil TV show.
Yeah, Daredevil got weird.
Okay. Well, speaking of weird, and of watching things
And dead houses,
we watched a movie called House of the Dead.
big titty,
Big titty bitch.
big titty bitch. Yeah. Jesus. All right, let's watch this trailer. See how bad this fucking thing is.
It's rated R. For some nudity.
It was a nightmare. It all started a few days ago.
Everywhere. What do you do when there's no way out? How do you kill what's already dead?
How do you feel? That's because no life.
Like I said, it all started a few days ago.
Doesn't this bother any of you? We're on the island where the party of the year is supposed to be happening, but it's completely deserted.
Well, they sure as hell did not go to 7-Eleven to get more booze.
Can't hear anything.
Neither do I.
Run! Run! There must be some kind of scientific explanation for this.
It's not human. It's like it's been mutated.
So what now?
We send them back to hell.
Is that you, Matt?
Now, the only way to make it back alive is to send them all back to the House of the Dead.
I've been waiting for you for a long time.
Based on the best-selling video game.
Well, I don't know why that trailer was so fucking echoey. I thought I maybe fucked up on the mixer, and nope, I didn't.
They also made like the chick look like the main character when it's not. Like they didn't even show the main character.
Who is the main character?
The narrator guy. The dude in the red shirt with the poofy hair.
That was supposed to be the main character.
It was supposed to be the main. I figured that out by the end. I figured out
when
who
he was
the main
the only
character was
person
supposed
alive.
To be. Yeah.
You didn't figure that out from him being the narrator?
No, he started out as a narrator, and he showed us a different character at the beginning.
Yeah.
The short-haired
Yeah, it was
guy.
somebody else.
Yeah, it was confusing.
No. When it showed him, it showed his friend who was filming some tits.
Oh,
so it showed him in that shot too, but it was more focused on the
honestly,
guy.
I had forgotten there was narration at all until the ending.
Oh,
and I was like, "Oh fuck yeah!"
And it wasn't even that
someone
far.
was narrating.
It
this
wasn't
thing.
even that far back because it's only an hour and a half long.
All right, what do we know about this movie?
So it's directed and produced by Uwe Boll, who is historically supposed to be one of the worst directors of all time. So far,
this is the first movie I've seen of his. Anybody else?
Yeah, same one.
Yeah.
Same.
Pretty awful. The screenplay was by a guy named Mark A. Altman and another guy named David Parker, who doesn't even have a fucking
Actually,
page
wait.
on Wiki.
I think I've seen Blood Rain.
So
but I don't remember.
One of the writers, Dead or Alive, he produced. He wrote for Free Enterprise, House of the Dead 2, Room 6. That's not that Tarantino one, is it?
No.
Okay. The Thirst, All Souls Day, Dead and Deader, which I hope to God is another Dead or Alive spinoff. So really nothing. Only one of these guys has a wiki page, and it's Mark A. Altman is a writer, producer, and actor. Here are his credits. Nothing. And you know what I noticed about the actors in this movie? They're in episodes of seasons of TV. One episode here and there. That's like it. This like destroyed them. Although I think it made them as well, because I can't imagine they were in much else before this fucking movie. So its initial budget, $12 million to make this movie. Box office, 13.8. So can't say that Sega's House of the Dead is a big pull in the theaters. But it did make money, I guess.
1.8.
And you know what? I gave it some cash last night when I rented it for $4.
That's true, you did. They just suddenly, some actor's going to get a check in the mail for a cent.
You're like, what's this? Yeah,
like,
a 1 cent check for me. From me, and then another 1 center from Craig for renting it on Amazon.
I also rented it.
So you're welcome, Uwe Boll. You're welcome on the first check you've probably received in a long time. So this thing is rough. This guy is supposed to be one of the worst directors. We've heard a lot about him. We've heard how he's terrible.
I can imagine.
Joe brought up the fact that like he boxed a critic one time because he was so mad at him. I wonder if that guy is just always like sees every one of his movies and says like the same thing, and that's why he had to fight him.
It's his Rotten Tomatoes page is pretty fun to see. They're all real. This has a 3%, I believe, on Rotten Tomatoes.
It does, yeah.
I don't know who gave it a positive review.
If they did, it was probably 3
I don't
out of
think
5.
any of his movies have entered the double digits.
Are they breathing?
They probably aren't now.
Anyway.
They were in their dying hours, and they were like, fuck it was fine.
Movie starts off with techno.
Yeah. It starts off at a rave.
Just immediate.
No, it doesn't
you're
start off
right,
with
you're
techno. Right. The entire movie is techno.
Yeah.
And that lets you know it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I think.
That and then the opening Danger song that I'm pretty fucking sure was like Stranger Danger.
It was
totally
saying Stranger Danger.
Don't get in the van.
Like,
Stranger Danger.
I couldn't
Stranger
fucking
Danger.
tell at first. I was like, is that Stranger he's saying? So it's Stranger Danger?
Don't take the candy. Stranger Danger. Yeah, it was
it's a fucking weird ass opening song.
Yeah. Titles edited on iMovie is what I wrote down. I wasn't ready for the whole rave plot thing. It's like that was the thing. They were getting ready for a rave. I guess raves were still a thing then. Are they still a thing?
They are still a thing now.
Also, I'll say,
you know this?
If that's what an acid trip looks like, I don't ever want to take that, because that was some crazy shit. Like when the credits are rolling in the beginning, like, no way, dude. I don't want that. I'll get trashed instead. That looks terrifying.
But, yeah. I don't know if it's still a thing now to go to some random island out in the middle of nowhere to go to a rave.
Not after this mega hit.
Too many
I mean, I've heard of like
happen.
abandoned factories and buildings and stuff, sure, but like an abandoned island.
Yeah.
Everybody is dubbed. Everybody in this movie is dubbed.
Yeah. Don't you love
lots of? I think the character, when they filmed it on the day, said a different line. Then he looped it over with something new.
Yeah.
To improve the movie. Apparently,
I can't imagine what it was like before. It would have been
I can't
0% for sure.
There's one point where we were watching. I can't remember what the guy said, but then Schweiss turned and was like, "What was he saying?" Like, what did he actually say on the set? Because his lips and his voice were not matching. This isn't like a fucking Japanese movie. They filmed this in Canada, so like the voices should match up with the speech. What are we looking at here?
I was just pulling up its Rotten Tomatoes, so it has 2 fresh, 57 rotten, and one of them was a top critic on Rotten Tomatoes again, and it's got a 9% audience score. 9%.
So, okay, who's the top critic so that we can no longer trust them?
I will get back to you on that when I find them.
Anyways, like not even too far in the movie, Joe says that they actually he stole a whole scene from another movie, a better movie.
Oh yeah, totally. Like
I have the original scene here too.
I have a list of things that it stole from
Also,
other movies as well.
Kevin Thomas of the Los Angeles Times, top critic, gave it a fresh review.
And what's the little blip?
There's scarcely a whiff of originality in the zombie horror picture house of the dead, but Uwe Boll has directed it with enough energy and style that it adds up to passably mindless, if grisly fun. 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
So,
barely okay.
So what? He liked the tits, and then
and the horrible cuts. It was very energetic. I would say that.
There was a fucking cut in that movie that, they interjected the fucking video game thing, and then it just continued with the scene from right where they were when they cut it.
Yeah.
It didn't move on. There was no need for a cut.
No, there's no need for any of the video.
All right. This is from the Lost World Jurassic Park. And I'll play it here.
And he wants to drop us off and go anchor somewhere offshore. ¿Qué tipo de cuentos?
Los de pescadores que se acercaron demasiado a las islas y nunca volvieron.
Sí. He's heard stories of fishermen that came too close to the island and then never returned.
Tengo la radio, tengo el teléfono satélite.
He has the radio, he has the satellite phone.
Cuando necesitan, llámame. Podemos llegar en 2 horas.
Right, when you need him, send the call and he'll be here in 2 hours.
No me quedaré en este lugar.
But he will not stay here.
No me quedaré en ningún lugar cerca de esas islas.
He won't stay anywhere near these islands.
Se llaman las 5 muertes.
They call the islands las 5 muertes.
Sí.
What does that mean?
5 deaths.
Okay. So there's that scene. Then we got, it's already ready to go?
Yeah, just hit play.
Okay, I just turned off the screen somehow. God damn it. Here. I'll put it in. We're really good here at
Put it in.
technology at New Clan.
Ooh, put it in, yeah.
Okay, now here is the scene from House of the Dead.
I don't know. We got this map. It's somewhere in the San Juans. You must know where that is, right, Skipper?
You crazy? Are they crazy?
No, I don't think so. Excuse me? I said forget it.
Yeah, forget it. Forget it. That means stop talking, start walking.
Why?
Why?
Real dialogue.
Why? Why? They always ask why.
You know what they call this island? Isla del Muerte.
Muerte. That's Spanish for death. In case you don't speak Mexican.
Well, listen, friend,
Okay,
I got
you can stop it there.
In case you don't speak Mexican. So the movie, it's leading us to believe it's taking place in San Francisco. But really, it's taking place in fucking British Columbia the entire time, and you can tell.
Well, Craig came here and said San Francisco. I didn't
Yeah,
remember anything of that.
Yeah.
Halfway through the movie, I'm looking at the fucking snow-capped mountains, and it's like there's pine trees and shit.
Their breath is fogging in the night. I'm like, where is this?
It looks kind of like a, little bit more northern hemisphere sort of an area, and I'm like, are they in a bay in Maine?
Well,
Where the hell is this supposed to take place? But he calls this island has a Spanish name.
Yeah. Why do you? In case you don't speak Mexican, so it's like, okay, they're supposed to be in the south or some southern region of this area.
Yeah, there's the fucking narrator guy is like, these are all my friends, and then he says like, maybe they wouldn't have all died if they hadn't left San Diego or San Francisco. And I was like, oh, so they're just all gonna die? Okay. Just way to spoil that, narrator guy.
Yeah. So yeah, supposed to be somewhere off the coast of like San Francisco, maybe Mexico, but it doesn't seem like they travel very far, so it's got to be somewhere off the coast of fucking California. Bullshit. Like, come on.
The only thing that lets us know it's a horror movie is that during the freeze frames under the voiceover, there's a little bit of scary music underneath. Between all the techno.
I thought it was all the tits.
Oh yeah, the tits are actually pretty consistent with horror movies.
Yeah,
but not enough.
And then there was the black chick, and I'm impressed by her survivability in the movie. Yeah, because the token black character always dies first.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and she didn't die until
she didn't
end.
die first. Yeah,
yeah, she died. She didn't die until the end. She was like
her
the last
death
one
was
to die.
really stupid, but
yeah.
Everyone's death was really stupid in this movie.
I wanted her to die in the most excellent way possible, which was there was a zombie, in the movie that does like a fucking front flip with like incredible like acrobatics, and he like tosses this axe while he does it. And it's fucking awesome. And the axe is like going right at her face, right? And then she just jumps up in the air for no reason, goes up like 5 feet, shoots her shotgun, the fucking slug turns into a carpet bomb and fucking like melts the zombie, and then the axe like moves away from her so she lives.
I was hoping it was going to be a dual kill scene, like something awesome.
I was hoping that she would kill the zombie and the zombie would just axe her in the face. I was like, this is awesome, and then it didn't happen.
Yeah,
I was disappointed.
They can't get across, I guess, and they try to steal this guy's boat, and it doesn't work. And then the guy's like, "What are you doing?" And they're like, "We want to get to this island." And of course, he doesn't want to go to the island. We just played the scene where they ripped off Jurassic Park 2.
Yeah.
And then he's like, they seem to give up, like they can't agree on a price or anything. And then later, the guy goes, "How about $1,000?" And then the guy immediately goes, the captain goes, "You can be mighty persuasive." Like they had a nothing argument, and then he goes, "How about $1,000?"
Yeah. And then right after
persuasive.
right after that, when he takes him to the island, the captain guy was like, "I would have done it for free."
No. So what it was is the Coast Guard walks up, wants to search his boat out of nowhere. He's like, "How much?" He's like, "It is what it is." He's like, "But what if I pay you to get away from him? Can you do it?" He's like, "Yeah."
How much can I pay you to lose him? Is what he said.
Yeah, how much can I pay? Why do these kids want to leave so bad?
Cameron, this was after the $1,000.
Also, what's
I
funny
know
is
this is after the
added money
$1,000.
to
I
this.
know.
With that, he was like, "Who's talking?"
And then
Benjamin
he pays him more
Jackson.
money to leave the Coast Guard behind, and that's when he says, "I would have left the Coast Guard behind without you paying me."
Yeah, I like the line like, "Who's talking here? Is it you, Franklin?
Is it Franklin or Benjamin?
You, Benjamin Franklin?"
Something I was laughing
Washington,
about at that point
perhaps.
was the fact that he was talking about losing the police, and all he did was like drive away.
Yeah, it's like, "Hey, stop!
I was
Please
like,
stop!"
Where's the chase scene where the police?
No.
Are after
And
him?
then
the Coast Guard's like, "You better not leave
scene,
my docks." And then he's like, "Fuck off!"
He's like, "Fuck you! I'm leaving right now."
No. And then the chase scene, they're not to explain why they could only have one boat at a time. They didn't want to pay for more. Is they didn't want to get too close, so they wouldn't make them that they're following them. But then they're doing these voiceover lines of these two talking, and there's no actors in the scene. It's just these two having this conversation of why they're trailing behind them. But you're just seeing open water. That's all you're seeing.
Yeah, you're like, "I don't want him to make us yet." And it's like, make us? Like, what? What are you talking about? You're like, police, just go. Just go.
Go search his boat.
Yeah, fuck him. Go in there. You've got guns. Like, just do it.
Yeah.
Well, in Canada, they might not.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
No,
maybe
but they're supposed to be the U.S. Coast Guard, and when you finally do see the Coast Guard,
supposed to be the US
when you
Coast
do
Guard.
finally see the Coast Guard boat, they do have 150 caliber on the bow of the ship.
Yeah, they
So
could have
do have one
destroyed
gun.
that guy. Like, pull over or I'm going to lay you to waste.
Oh, really? They just were there for the Canadian pirates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those fucking Canadian pirates.
So there's
Canadian German pirates.
We do cut over to the rave, and we see our first pair of tits.
Yeah.
just
A nice-
random tits.
Yep.
I think they were fake, but
Yeah.
they were
Probably.
still tits.
I wrote down Sega Partay. I was like, man, I can't wait to get the. I can't wait to go to
Explain
the.
that.
So like they're having this rave. They got a band up there. Everyone's dancing around. There's tits out, and there's just like a
It's
Sega
a daytime
banner.
rave.
It's a daytime rave with a Sega banner in the background.
Yeah,
I'm like,
made me laugh. I was like, "Why is Sega throwing a fucking party?"
yeah. For me, I was like, I'll be one of the guys dancing. Like, shit, I can't wait for the PlayStation one next week. It's like, oh, do these companies just do raves every so often? Like, is that a thing? Like, fuck.
And once again, they're filming this in like the fucking fall. And
Yeah, it's cold
up
looking.
north, and it doesn't look like it's like a sweet hot summer month.
No, it doesn't
and
at all.
The tits don't lie about that either.
They got the periscopes out. That's for sure. It's cold.
And then there's another part where she, there's a guy and a girl, and they go off separately because someone has to get killed. So that,
Right.
Yeah. It's a setup. And then she's like, I'm going to go swimming. I'm like, she's going to take off her top. That's what I said to Schweiss. And then she does. She immediately does.
Well, she basically said she was going to do it. He's like, I don't want to go swimming. She's like, well, we can do more than that or something like that. And then she like takes off her
So
top.
this is the Jaws ripoff scene.
Yeah.
So they just ripped off Jurassic Park. They're now going to rip off Jaws. She takes off all her clothes, goes into the water, but he doesn't want to go in the water. Decides to nap on the
he's
shore.
like, it's too cold.
Which is the beginning of Jaws.
He glances.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing is, I'm pretty sure he just picked up a random beer from off the ground. Like, he was just drinking a beer that wasn't there before. He didn't bring one.
Convenient.
He was just drinking a beer that was already there and already opened.
That's what the Spanish zombie put in place for him.
He wants a good tip, so
he starts fucking taking off his pants too, and then he couldn't be bothered afterwards. So he's like fucking laying there with like part of his pants around his ankle, and he's just laying there like watching her be naked.
It's too cold.
Yeah, it's like so he's just laying there with like half of his pants on.
He just got sloshed.
He's
really
catcalling too, and then like seriously, 2 seconds later, he's conked out like he just had like 30 beers. He's out.
Yeah, he fucking was like Schweiss after one beer.
No, exactly. That's exactly what Schweiss does. He's fine 1 second, and he's just passed out on the floor.
Look,
so
that's
Joe
after
pours hot water on
been
his pants to make him think he peed himself.
That's after I should have been asleep for a long time, though. It's not every time I drank. It's
and
when
then
I
when
drink.
Schweiss wakes up, he's just like, shit.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to tell Schweiss you did that?
It was like half an hour, I think, before he realized it was us.
Yeah, well, at first I was like, Joe, did you put my hand in like a bowl of water?
Yeah, that's what his accusation was. Did you guys put my hand... The big stupid myth. Did you guys put my hand in a cup of water?
Yeah, I was like, well, I've never... And you know what the worst thing was? Like a year later, I did piss myself after drinking. You made me do that.
Yeah, because of your imagination of
we
me
made you drink an
water.
entire bottle of Sambuca.
That was
right.
different. I didn't pee myself then. I tried to kill myself on accident instead. It was only like 8 or 9 beers that I had, and I played some Grand Theft Auto 4 on PC, and then I was like, wow, I need to sleep, so I just laid on the couch, and I wake up to like, nice, and like someone yelling at me, and I wake up and I'm like, what? And I look down and I'm like, oh shit, I pissed myself. I'm like, and I'm like trying to explain, like, hey, I didn't have that much to drink. She's like, sure. Just goes upstairs.
I didn't even drink that much, I promise.
I was like, look, there's only 9 dead soldiers on the table there. You've seen me drink way more than 9. Like, I just had to pee, Why get up? I'll wash it later.
God, dude.
Yeah, so it did actually happen. Just so you know.
I'm on her side of this whole thing, by the way.
Look, I honestly, she should be glad that she came home with me peeing myself rather than me laying on the floor in a pile of my own vomit. Vomit everywhere, a giant bottle of Sambuca emptied, and me shivering on the floor in puke. I think this is a much better time to come in on
It's
me.
one or the other.
Yeah, it's either I'm almost dead, and you gotta, like, bring me back to life, or you gotta see me in a very low place.
So anyway, she's swimming around in the water naked, just like in Jaws.
Perfect, yeah.
But
Liz,
then
we're
she
back to the
starts
movie.
like... Then she starts like...
Being all...
She's like getting scared for nothing?
Yeah, I
for
wrote down
no
here
reason.
moderately disturbed.
No. So she's swimming in the water, and all of a sudden a whole bunch of gas bubbles come up from the bottom of the water, making it hard for her
Oh,
to
you mean
swim.
her fart?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
why she was
there-
scared, is because she couldn't swim in the gas
That was
water.
not clear to me. I just thought
No,
there were
dude,
a bunch
there
of
was-
bubbles to show the audience that
The
something
bubbles was like
happening.
after she was getting out of the water.
No, it happened. She actually, her head went below the surface of the water, and she came back up. She was looking kind of scared and started to swim back.
Yeah, but then the
I
bubbles
just thought
happened
she
when
was
she was
just-
getting out.
She was just swimming
Like there was
in
a
place
shot
and, like,
of the bubbles happening, and
No.
she would like got out right
I
after
thought she
that.
was swimming in place and then realized she was in a horror movie.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's what it looked like to me, too. Because, like, suddenly
Oh,
there
I'm
were bubbles
scared
around her,
now.
and she was like,
She's trying to tread
what?
water in the bubbles, and she couldn't tread water in the
This
bubbles.
is what I wrote. She's freaking out before she's even touched. Like she knows she's in a horror
No, she
movie.
can't swim.
I
That's why
wrote
she
that
freaked
as
out.
we were watching the scene.
I can pull up the scene again. You guys can see
Okay,
that
whatever,
part.
man. Whatever. I'm sure this movie is logically sound.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
logical.
random bubbles, and then the guy's missing from the shore. So it's like ooh, she didn't get killed. He did.
Yeah.
But then she goes looking for him, and then a limp hand slowly rests itself upon a tree.
Yeah.
In the foreground.
And I would have made that scene a million times better because I would have been like, when the hand lands, but it lands and it's like, and it's like not even a jump scare because it does the noise
it's
like
too slow of a hand for a jump scare.
It needs to be like
it's
a fucking
gently massaging the tree for a second. It's like, oh,
it needs to be the
this is
Resident
the
Evil
best
thing
tree.
where like the chick opens her eyes and like touches the glass instantly.
Yeah.
But it's not. And
Oh,
that
did
wasn't
we-
even a scary scene either. So
Did we
there's-
skip the part where they're all on the boat and the one guy's getting sick everywhere and he throws up all over his girlfriend?
Yeah, that was a while ago.
And then she goes into the galley to wash her jumper off. And
Oh,
the,
yeah,
and
and
the
then-
Sally dude walks in and to warn her, give her a cross, but she just turns around with her breast. Just
Yeah, that
hanging
was
out.
tit scene number 3.
I wrote
counted
she
them.
is tits 3. That's what I called her in the movie. Also the guy with the hook hand. There's a part where he puts the hook hand on
It's Clint Howard.
on a rack and it has a handle. Like the hook hand that he detached from his body has a fucking handle on it. So he's obviously holding it with his arm like in his sleeve with the handlebar.
Yeah, there's like another scene where he's like carrying a fucking chest like out of the boat, and he clearly has 2 hands as he's doing this.
So he's just fucking.
So he
with you.
just has a fucking hook for a hand for fun.
Yeah, it's insane.
I was wondering
think-
where his monkey was at.
I think that they
Yeah.
they use hooks for fishing, though.
No, they do.
No,
but
dude,
he was-
but he had it as his hand.
He's just a weird guy.
Maybe he was fucking around. Yeah, maybe he was like, "Hey guys," waving with the hook, and then like really.
Or maybe he
has
just
a hand.
has a raincoat that's several sizes too long.
Yeah, it's
his
daddy's
other
raincoat.
Hand, his other hand was sticking out, though. That's the point. It was like, and the raincoat was closed around.
It's
his,
a meat hook. It's a fish hook.
It was like closed around the hook, though, like to make it look like that was his hand.
Yeah, it was.
So you couldn't see his hand holding the fucking hook.
Also, after Tit 3 says that, he gives her the cross for protection. She says, "Whatever, Gandalf," and then like turns around and keeps doing her thing, and I'm like, "Whatever, Gandalf."
I thought it was really funny that she was totally okay with being nude in front of that guy, and then also him not breaking eye contact
was
with
okay
it the
with it.
entire time. I thought it was funny. I was like, wow,
think
that guy
that's
is very
impressive.
respectful.
I would be like, I just remember that Conan video where the one chick comes in with like a she's got like a mega bust, and then Conan's like staring at it, and she's like, "Conan, up here."
Up here.
And then like he freaks out and like goes over the top, and he's like, well, "What did you expect?" He's like, "I see that, and I just want to be like, oh, you can't come in here with that."
My favorite part of that clip is when Andy grabs the flowers. He's like, boom, he puts it right in front of her. He's like, don't look at that.
I love that because she like gets him and he's like super embarrassed like on a show, and he like looks away and everyone's laughing at him, and then he just has
Have
to
you
go
guys seen
for
that clip?
I know.
It's good, man.
Oh, man, it's great.
Conan up here.
Conan O'Brien at his best.
Yeah, getting caught. Yeah, I loved that. Also, there's a scene. Oh Jesus,
Conan?
shit! Oh, I forgot
Thank
it.
you. I gotta
lost
share
it.
that with some people.
I lost the scene I was going to bitch about.
There's
It'll come to me.
The boat is called the Lazarus 5,
Yeah, that made me laugh too.
which is it gonna be reborn?
I was like, so what happened to the other Lazarus
Yeah,
for 1
yeah.
through 4? I guess they got revived
guess,
because
yeah. This is the 5th one.
So is the boat dead then? Is that?
I guess like I think it was like a.
Oh, you know what? Lazarus come back to life.
Yeah,
oh
that-
shit!
that's-
There's
that's-
symbolism in
I know.
there.
That's why I was
Not for the boat
that's-
itself, though.
That's why I laughed, is because it was
Wow.
called the Lazarus.
Then I wrote the note about 45 minutes into this movie. Where is this island on a bay in Maine? That's what I wrote. That's when I realized I was like, what the fuck? Where are they? Where are
Yeah.
they supposed to be? And of course, when the credits roll at the end, it goes filmed in British Columbia. I was like, no shit.
Yeah.
We couldn't
You mean it
tell.
wasn't San Francisco?
Just like they're not on the ocean. I could tell that. Like they're like, oh, we got to go to that island way far away.
Yeah, and the boat ride felt like it took forever, but it was not that far. Yeah,
No.
it's like
No.
you could see it.
You could see the shoreline of everything. And it's like they're enclosed in mountains. This is a big mountain lake. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What is this? Lots of screams and cuts. Oh yeah, there's a lot of scenes that end with screams and then it cuts away. It sometimes has game elements.
Yeah.
You want to explain?
I love how they just superimpose little teeny clips of the video game over the action.
Just in case we forgot.
In case you forgot that this is from a video game, so let's show them shooting a zombie and quickly cut to the video game. Mind you, that's not very graphically intense. To them shooting a zombie in the video game to quickly come back to the film.
Them doing nothing in the movie.
Yeah.
Because that was half of it, was like, it would show like some really brutal, awesome gaming moment, I guess. And then they would just be on the boat, just like talking. It's like, ooh, yeah, this is what the game is like. This is what the movie is.
Yeah. And then I love those transitions where the screen just goes red. And then
to show that they're dead.
on.
Or no, it does like a pan of the character. It's like, here's Johnny. Johnny's dead, and like the screen's red, so you know he's dead. It's like, how many times are you going to tell me this fucking person died? Scene A, throat's ripped out. Scene B, panoramic view of them with a red screen. Scene 3, blood flowing down screen. It's like an old grandma fucking figured out like there's a million different transitions in
God, dude.
in Microsoft, the one that you like do the performance or you do the slideshow on.
Yeah.
You know, there's like 1,000 different ways to like clear the screen. It's like the first time they've ever used that program, and they're like, "Holy shit! I could do a screen shatter here. I could do like a fade. I can make it look like a book page turning. Like every fucking slide has a different transition, and that's what the fucking movie does."
I totally did that shit a lot. In
Oh my god!
But my favorite thing, and it's not this movie, Tyler Perry's Medea's Christmas always had bells transitioning on the scene. God, that movie was awful. That might actually be a worse movie than this movie.
Yeah, he's pretty bad.
Medea's Christmas. There were like a couple good Medea monologues, and that's it. It was painful.
But yeah, this guy.
Anybody else on this fucking planet watch Medea's Christmas? Go ahead and tweet
Dude, the only one
tweet me your complaints.
The only Tyler Perry movie I even know that I've watched is Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
That one's okay.
Yeah, that's like
that
his
one
best movie.
That's got some good scenes in there, like the guy freaking out about the rabbit after he smokes the weed, and then
is that
like,
a fucking rabbit?
Is that a rabbit? Shit. And then there's a part where she says half of everything belongs to her after this divorce.
Yeah, she pulls out the chainsaw and like fucking
cuts a couch in half. But Medea's Christmas is not as good, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah, terrible transitions. This guy
Terrible
couldn't
transition.
figure out how he wanted to make transitions happen. Do I want to cut it in between the game? Do I want to put a scene of the game in the middle of one scene of the movie that doesn't need a breakaway? Do I want to do a blood screen? Do I want to do blood flowing down the screen? Do I want to do a screen that's red?
Oh man, like also like the actresses and like the actors have no idea what to do like with their emotions in any of the scenes. Like they fucking discover the bloody shirt, and then the one chick is all like investigating, and she's, "Doesn't this bother anyone?" And they're like, "Why the fuck would it bother us?
There's
It's just a shirt covered in blood."
Yeah, they get to the
And no
place,
one's here.
and the place where the rave was supposed to happen. Everybody's gone.
They
and
sure as
then-
hell didn't go to 7-Eleven for more beer because this keg is full.
And they go to investigate, and there's like some scary house, and one of the girls goes, "Didn't you ever watch Scooby-Doo?" And then I was like, wait a minute. I had to think about that for like half a second to go, doesn't that suggest this will be just fine?
I want to go deeper into that Scooby-Doo thing real quick,
right.
like spoil some of the movie.
Oh yeah, because people are gonna run.
Well,
home
okay,
to
so
watch
like
this.
at the end of the movie, the leader of the zombies is like wearing the face of their dead friend, right?
Yeah,
and he
they
like
go way
rips
far.
it off, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's reverse Scooby-Doo!"
Yeah, I saw that, and I thought Silence of the Lambs, where he's
Well, like they made the comment of Scooby-Doo, and I was like, "Oh my god."
I got a list of things that this says ripped off right here: Jurassic Park 2, Fellowship of the Ring, The Matrix, and Silence of the Lambs.
Mostly The Matrix.
I fucking saw the Lord of the Rings part, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's Lord of the Rings!"
Yeah, and then Joe was like, "I bet he's gonna sniff. I wonder if he's gonna sniff the ground," and then he does. I was like, "Oh, I wonder if a worm is gonna like fall down onto the dude's chest, and he's gonna start like writhing, like oh god, and then almost get caught." But then he does get caught because he
I love
steps on a
that
twig.
was also the dude who is covered in shit and he couldn't find him.
Yeah. Where is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Lord of the Rings spot where I wanted to superimpose. You know how Frodo and the gang hide underneath the berm as the wraith.
The part
comes
we
by?
were just talking
about.
about.
Yeah, I totally wanted to see that. Yeah, I wanted to take 2 cuts and show it side by side.
Well, I wanted to like superimpose like Frodo and them just like hiding
just
under
next
it
to
with
him.
him.
Hey, you guys hiding here too?
Or like in Lord of the Rings, superimpose the dude who's covered in shit in there with them.
Yeah.
One of the people from the party is dead, and now they're like a zombie thing, and it gets shot in midair
And
by
it's
the policewoman that shows up. My favorite thing, the exchange that happens after she is killed, re-killed, I guess, is the policewoman goes, "Who was that?" And then the girl goes, "Our best friend."
Oh yeah, that was like I was going to talk about that. It's like when they when everybody else leaves to go like explore, and then him and that chick are like at a like bone in the tent. And then he's like, "Hold on, I gotta take a piss." And
Yeah,
so
and then he
like,
goes over to the side and like she's like, "Go piss outside. Go piss." I'm like, "What is he gonna piss in a cup?"
It's like, well, he could piss outside, but then he like
piss in his pants and on the couch.
Yeah, like what
and
a
then
degenerate.
he takes forever, and then like she gets like murdered by the zombies, and it turns out he went into one of the fucking porta potties, and it was like knocked over by one of the zombies.
Oh, is that guy?
Yeah,
it was.
Oh wow, I didn't even.
And that's
put that
why it was
together,
covered in
guys.
shit like the entire movie.
That's because you can't differentiate between any of the male characters.
Because they don't matter.
Yeah. Also, like when they covered him in shit, like the shit like changes where it is on his face like constantly.
Yeah.
Like when they got him out of the porta potty, it was like all over his face, and then like later it's just like on his cheeks.
In a lot of
bit.
movies lately, I've started to notice like when they're soaked, suddenly they'll be dry again. Like in Bond, I noticed that where he's like crawling through the pipes, and then suddenly James Bond isn't soaking wet.
That made me shake my head is how they get the kids to the island and like, oh, looks like a storm is coming. He licks his fingers. Oh yeah, I think you're right. It's coming. So let's go ahead and unload the stuff because it'll impede her, you know, the National Guard lady from finding us. And so they're unloading. It starts raining, like a good amount raining. They're right on the coast, and this is an island. And you cut to the kids. No rain.
No rain.
There's no fucking rain.
And you know what? No rain on the captain either. Later, like it's raining everywhere, and no rain is touching him.
There is rain in front of the camera. The captain is bone dry.
Yeah, it's only raining for the dude with the hook hand.
Fuck Sally.
Yeah.
And then like when he's like on the boat while it's raining and he's taking like the crate out of the ship, they had like a false top for it. Like so it's like fish like on top
fish
of
false
ice.
top, yeah.
And so he like takes that off after like it was covered by a lid. So he takes off this second lid for the fucking box, and then later they're like, "Oh, what's in the box?" So he like takes off that fucking lid, and then there's a bunch of Cuban cigars, and then he takes off that lid, and then there's a bunch of fucking guns.
There's
in
an
there.
arsenal in the box.
He
I
has
think that was,
contraband to hide contraband.
No. I think that was like the one box that did it right. They put the fake fish on top. That's the false lid. Okay, if you're just glancing, it's fine. But the other box, you open the lid, it got Cuban cigars in it. You're gonna hide. It's just like you're hiding a less bad contraband to hide the real bad contraband.
Well, yeah, and then I can imagine the Coast Guard lady finding that, being like, "Fish, huh? I don't think so." She opens it up. Oh, Cuban cigars. That's kind of messed up. And then like, oh, fucking arsenal of guns. Like, what are you doing?
It's not even like the same guns. It's like the exact amount of weapons you get in the game.
It's like there's another false lid below the guns to show where the child pornography is.
Yeah. No. And then he pulls that out, and then she pulls out a nuclear warhead, you know, like just
This is the fucking box of endless like fake bottoms.
No. And then below the nuclear warhead is fucking Osama bin Laden or Saddam Hussein. Like it's just him like in the bunker. Like you've been hiding Saddam.
It's just contraband all the way down.
Oh my god!
It's fucking like the picture of him like in the hole. He's just in there.
It's the Russian nesting dolls of fucking like hiding contraband.
Oh, yeah, that sweet Russian nesting chest.
Yeah.
You know those Russian just nesting contraband boxes, guys. Everyone loves those.
So yeah, the chick comes back as a zombie. The police lady is there, and she comes out, saves him by blowing the shit out of her from the sky.
Pretty sweet.
Pretty sweet. But in my mind, I was like, okay, it was kind of a horror movie, but now it's not a horror movie because they got rid of any stakes they had, any danger whatsoever by immediately killing the shit out of the first zombie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then the main guy has a giant glob of puke on his face, too, at this point. And, like, it stays there for, like, minutes on end. And at first I was like, does that guy have a huge mole? But I remember he threw up and he's just got this glob of filth on his cheek. And I'm like, God, that's just gross. Like, it's just...
I think that's the point, though.
I know, but it was like...
supposed to be gross.
It was just, it was ineffective.
The techno really emphasizes horror once again. Techno starts coming back big time in the second half of the movie.
Yeah, the second half, middle of the movie, it just turns into a gore fest of fighting zombies.
All right, so like after they meet up with the police lady, they're trying to fucking like escape the island, right? Get to the boat that's like anchored on there. So like then they get attacked by fucking zombies. The main guy lands on a fucking nail.
Yeah. It's like
and then one of the other zombies
across the bridge, and then the zombie bursts to the bottom of the bridge, and somehow he falls on a nail that wasn't there the last time they crossed the bridge.
Yeah, and then there's a fucking rando zombie that like pops out of the water and then spits acid at one of the guys.
No. So what happens
covers his entire fucking face.
They have a fight
and then
with
it's
a zombie.
only on like the right cheek for the rest of the movie.
That's where the bad part.
They have a fight with a zombie. He walks up to the zombie and starts kicking it and going, "Oh yeah, what are you gonna do now, zombie? How dare you? Blah blah blah." And then he turns him over, and then the zombie pukes the acid all over his face.
Yeah, but like it's fucking stupid. It's like all over his face, and then it was just right there on like his right cheek.
The rest of the movie is pretty much awful action movie.
Yeah.
They do find some other people there. The Asian girl who is in a...
She was in the rave, yeah.
What do you call
An
that?
American
like a
dress, American flag suit.
It was like a jumper.
It was a jumper,
dress,
like a full body jumpsuit.
Was the best part about the movie.
And she was in all American flag. Guess what her name was?
I don't remember.
It was Liberty.
Her name was Liberty. Yeah.
She was the best.
Just sit on that for a little while. Why do you say that?
Because of all of her kung fu moves that they would do.
She only did the kung fu like right at the end when she ran out of ammo.
Yeah, that was great.
She was quite fit.
Oh yeah,
she was pretty fit in that.
Like she
actually
knew how to do kung fu. So.
Yeah, it was funny that they meet like the narrator.
I wonder why
she
was
house.
hired.
Yeah,
and that's like so they get to that house where the narrator and that small group of people are. And that's the same fucking house where the chick found her boyfriend fucking mutilated by the zombies.
Yep.
And then he was wearing his pants that he left at the beach.
Yep.
Zombies just need to wear pants, man. They're concerned about
They just were like hiding in that house, though, where the zombies had previously killed 2 people, but the zombies aren't there now.
That's the House of the Dead.
That's where they should be.
Why the fuck is this movie called House of the Dead?
One of my favorite scenes. One of my favorite scenes is when one of the girls gets in the water and the zombie's trying to drown her in the water.
Yeah,
and she's like, "Shoot him!" And then the captain dude is way back with one of his guns. Goes, "What do you think I'm trying to do, you bitch?" or something like that.
Yeah, Captain Guy was the most enjoyable part of the movie. There's this pretty sweet scene where he's just smoking his Cuban cigar, and the zombies start going Pirates of the Caribbean on his ass, coming at him through the water.
Yeah.
And he just blasts him. He just fucking kills every
I wanted him
zombie.
to light that cigar by shooting it with the gun. I really wanted that to
works
happen.
that way,
I know it wouldn't happen, but like I wanted it to, I wanted him to try.
You should get a cigar and shoot.
The scene where he shoots the black powder, it doesn't happen that way either, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So the captain, I'm wondering, is he trying to put on an accent or not?
He totally
seems
is.
like he's
they
about
they
to,
mention his,
and then he backs off of his accent every scene. He's
they make fun of his accent in the movie. Like one of the chicks like randomly makes a comment about that accent of the captain,
but it's not consistent.
I know. That's like the point. I think they were trying to make fun of him for like not actually having an accent or something. I don't know what it was.
I didn't catch any of that. I was just like, okay. I think the actor is having trouble deciding whether or not he's going to put on an accent or not.
But didn't he have one? Like normally he has one, and he's trying to change it.
I I think he might be the German actor in the movie.
Okay, that makes sense.
And sometimes he's really good at hiding his accent, and then sometimes it starts slipping. And I'm like ready for him to do a Quint impersonation from Jaws, and he looks like he's about to, and then he backs off, and he just starts talking like boring.
Yeah.
And so that was, but him with the cigar was pretty great. Him with the cigar was pretty great.
I enjoyed that. There was another scene where they had a map, and then they were like, one of the girls was like, aren't you a cartographer?
No.
And then the other person's like, oh, she's always so smart.
So the map, so the thing is, he's trying to find their way using the map, and she's like, well, so she walks up to him and says, well, you're no cartographer, and snatches a map from him and walks away like, oh, wow, she's always just so smart.
And it's like genuine. She's like, she is really smart. I'm like, cartographers make maps.
Yeah, the people who draw maps are cartographers.
They make them for morons like you. They don't need the map. They made the map, man. They know the land. They made the map because they fucking know it.
It's like the Three Stooges. They're all
it's a room full of idiots that think
but
they're...
are they? Because one's a doctor and one is a fencing.
And the fencing thing.
The fencing
her and
thing,
her fencing. They just like throw it in there in the beginning.
That's the reason
I'm like,
that they broke up, by the way, is that she wanted to do her fencing and he was in medical school.
Yeah.
That's why they broke up.
She's giving him clients.
Stupid.
So she's a fencer, and it sets that up. It plants that little
she
shitty
builds
seed
fences.
Technically a fencer as well. Yes.
There's a lot of let me sees.
Yeah, let me see that. Let me see.
And look, I want to look at that. Let me see that. Look at here. Look. I want to count how many looks and let me sees there are in this entire movie, because I swear to God, over and over again for the last 30 minutes of the movie, that was the only line ever spoken by anybody. Was let me see, look, let me see, look. In the flashback, so there is a random flashback 15 minutes before the movie's gonna end.
It's painful,
and
it is so
okay.
Painful.
When he's explaining the zombies,
the flashback. So one of the flashbacks that I had trouble with is when Liberty dies to the zombies in some stupid way.
Liberty, yeah. Liberty died. She was awesome, by the way.
I know, she was the best part of the movie.
She was kicking the zombies with her high heels, braining them with those heels.
But anyways, when she finally gets overrun in a stupid way and dies, the main character closes his eyes and has he starts out slow flashback for them fighting zombies and then faster and faster and faster, but it's all flashbacks
It's literally just like him having a flashback to what happened 8 seconds ago.
Exactly.
I was looking at it like, oh, so he's gonna go full rage mode and kill a bunch of zombies now, because that's that he had that look and twitch in his eye, he was flashing back to this, so he's gonna go full PTSD, kill everything. But then he just moves on. He had the chance to save her. His gun still had ammo, but he didn't do it because he was having that 8 seconds ago flashback.
Also, I love how the guy with the fucking the machine pistol. Yeah. 2 seconds ago, the Coast Guard chick was he was holding the gun up, and she's like, no, lower that a little bit. And then suddenly he's fucking James Bond out here. Everyone's just laying waste to these fucking zombies,
so
pros.
When they're fucking defending the house, right before they go into it, and they're all shooting the zombies, they're all doing this. When they're shooting, they're putting their arms forward when they go to shoot. It's something that you just do instead of actually going a person would shoot.
They're
they're just masters of the flick shot. That's all.
They're quick scoping.
It was everybody was doing that though, and I was like, why are they doing that? That's not how you fucking shoot a gun.
Because aim assist helps them that way.
Because they're Canadian actors. That's why.
Yeah, they don't have guns. The action scene, the 20-minute Matrix scene in this movie is about 5 times too long. It's painful. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. So we got bullet time.
The Matrix used bullet time 4 times in that first movie. And he used it at very specific points.
And it was fairly quick.
This movie
said it needs more.
It needs more.
It needs to be a 20-minute scene.
Constant bullet time effects. If you don't know what bullet time is, slow motion where the camera it seems to be a camera swooping around them while the character is moving in slow motion. It's a really cool looking effect, but not when it's every other second.
And sometimes it's for people just standing there. It's like, here's the Coast Guard. There's like a panoramic look at the Coast Guard chick. Whoosh! Look at what she's doing right now. She's standing there.
Sometimes it was cool when like someone was going to do like a leg kick or something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was like, this is ridiculous.
But every time they did it, I was like, this is so obviously a set. Like, this is bad. And like, there's a part where we saw the trampoline thing that one of the zombies jumps. He does like a front flip.
I
And
was
you
like,
could see
I was like, Schweiss, you gotta rewind. You gotta see this thing. It's just obvious.
And you could see it like rebound from his weight. Like, I'm like, what the shit?
Watching the stuntman do a jump. Oh my god.
Yeah, and the jumps, the zombies, they're like, I expected one to do like a fucking ice skating, like triple flip side jump thing, like just flip in all gracefully and then start ripping throats.
There's that one grenade explosion that happens that they reuse the footage of it several times.
Fire.
Yeah. They reuse a shot of one of the zombies dying, like when the captain is on the boat and he shoots one of the zombies that's like in the water. And he like shoots it right as it pops out. Like they reused that when like the police chick is like shooting him from the bridge while they're in the water. Like it just pops up again.
It would have been so good if they reused it too in like the mass murder going on in front of the House of the Dead.
There's just a puddle.
Zombie is the
just like in the water.
Cuts to the zombie in the water with its head exploding again. And back to the action.
I feel bad for the zombie in the water because he was just like, "Hey guys, what's up?"
Fucking blown apart.
Zombie in the Water is the next M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you could see the launch pad is what I wrote down. Gun porn slow-mo, that was another thing. So not only was there a bunch of bullet time, but when they got the gun crate and they started pulling out the guns, it was like 5 minutes.
5 minutes of showing you all of their fucking artillery.
Of everybody slowly lifting the guns out and then getting them ready. And it was just like, oh my god, I thought it was going to go for like 3 shots. It just kept going. It just kept going and going with the gun porn.
Yeah.
Look at the guns.
Oh man, and whenever they used the fucking dynamite sticks, it was so obviously just like a fucking flare that they were just tossing.
Oh, I thought for the longest time, I just thought he had a pocket full of flares.
No, dude, they were fucking supposed to be dynamite.
I know, I realized that at the end.
He lights the flares, and everybody throws them, and none of them explode. You don't see any fucking animation of an explosion from the fucking
I just
dynamite.
Thought they wanted flares so they could eliminate the battlefield. I just thought they wanted the flares so they could just see what was going on. That's the whole. I thought they were just throwing flares.
It was totally just a bunch of dynamite sticks.
So after the gigantic fight scene, they're back in the house. And
No. You have to get to the part where he's pulling the Coast Guard chick into the house.
That's where I was.
Jesus fucking Christ! But before that, though, real quick, that grenade was a grenade, not an incendiary grenade. 1 and 2, the guy, the fucking guy who steps on the twig and like turns around and gets gored. He has a fucking grenade on his like shirt.
I know.
They weren't even arsenaled up yet. He just has a fucking
it was
grenade.
Like right after the Lord of the Rings scene too, and he's like, he steps on a twig and he's like, "Oh shit!"
There's a grenade
turns
on
around
his
and like
fucking...
all of them are running back at him, like they had just like heard it from forever away.
He's just got a grenade. Like he's just got a grenade. I would have thrown that thing. 1, 2. Why the fuck does he have a grenade?
He drops his fucking gun like on a hill, and then the police chick picks it up like in the mid, like by a tree somewhere else.
Oh, man, the police chick and explain what happens.
Okay,
so first, not all grenades are incendiary.
No. Are we explaining the window scene?
Yeah. So he's trying to pull in the police chick, and she's getting fucking chopped like crazy.
And it's
by
like,
a bunch
she's
of
getting
zombies.
kind of hammered, and they cut her fucking legs off.
They fucking cut her legs off, and I'm like, why did you even bother to save her at that point? Like she was fucking dead. Like. He pulls her in. She lives for like 2 seconds, and
enough for a guilt scene later.
He puts a fucking blanket over her legs because he doesn't want to see it anymore.
You mean a painting of a blanket?
Yeah. He puts it over her fucking legs, and then she's just dead. Then, and I was like, then why did you fucking bother?
The image of like after they put the blanket on her, Joe was like, "Is that a painting?" And I'm like, "I think it is," because I was looking at it, I was like, what is this? Like, what is the blood? It's like somebody used watercolor and just like quickly brushed some weird liquid.
Guys,
like,
did you notice how fucking fake looking?
Yes, I was like, what the
and
hell?
the pool of blood was?
Yeah.
It looked like an oil painting.
Yeah,
That's what it looked like.
Like $1 million of the budget went to
They
this
got
oil
the
painting.
shot of him putting the bag on her, but forgot the shot of the bag just sitting there, and he's like, fuck, we need a painting. We need a painting to cover this shot.
The blood on the floor, it does look like someone did like a layer of fucking red watercolor, like oil paint. Like it's barely there. I'm like, looking at it, it's a fuck. Like trying to figure out what's going on. It's just so wrong looking in that moment. Like, Jesus.
Then right before the end, there's a part where they're getting ready for the next onslaught of zombies. And then just randomly, this one girl goes, check out this book. You guys remember that at all?
Yeah.
They're like getting ready with their guns and everything. She's like, check out this book, guys.
I don't know. So
she went off somewhere, found a book, came back, and was like, guys, look at this book.
So they get the captain. The captain. They put a tourniquet on because he's bleeding on the legs. He's on the table, but then he hears whistling from outside, and it's Sally in his raincoat coming to say goodbye to the captain.
Oh, yeah.
So the captain has to go. So the captain fucks them. Yeah. The captain fucks them over. So he goes outside to end Sally because it's like he's his friend, so he's got to put it into him. But then they're like, hey, what are you doing, Captain? He's like, I'm dead. You guys get out of here.
I'm dead already.
Lights the only actual real stick of dynamite they have, and they're like, shit, and they run away. He just blows the whole front of the house open.
The thing is, like, he went and he was trying to crawl to open the door. He kept dropping his fucking Cuban cigar, and then he like put it back in his mouth. And I was like, that is dedication to that cigar.
Like, this is an expensive
And then I was
piece.
kind of hoping that like when he lit the fucking dynamite stick, he was gonna have it in his mouth like a fucking cigar, and just be like, and then just blow.
No, so he lights the so the door seemed to be an effective deterrent to the zombies from getting in.
That would be mildly creative.
Yeah,
and then he blows up the zombies coming in, but it fucks up the house.
Yeah, because he does it like right next to the fucking door.
You're like, kids, I'm dead. You get out of here, and I'm gonna fuck you guys. Your chances of survival up too. But anyways, they go deeper in the house. They find black powder in the house for some reason.
Yeah,
and they find the science room for the zombies and whatnot.
Yeah,
but then the zombies get in. Down to that part, they're in the black powder room.
Well, no, what happens before that is that the chick sees the weird face thing in the water.
Yeah, the weird face thing, and her immediate reaction is to fucking shoot the thing.
And when she shoots it and the water touches the undead, they become alive.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, the water's making them come back.
The water of life.
Yeah, and then they go into the black powder room because they're infiltrated.
Yeah, and then they're trying to put up like a weird a stack of crates in front of the door as a barrier.
Yeah,
and then they're like, hey, we gotta go. And then the one stupid guy just kind of like pushes himself into the zombies like.
And the zombie's got like an arm on his shoulder, and it's like this slow scene of like sadness, like he's like, I can't get out. The zombie's just got a real strong grip. Like
he pushes himself into the zombie. Number one, number two, the zombie is kind of like just like patting his chest.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, buddy, I'm just making sure you're here.
He's like, get out of here, and he aims at the black powder keg,
and then a real shitty
they're like,
bullet.
oh shit! And then the bullet time animation where the bullets just flying to the black powder keg.
Like the thing that made me laugh is while he was aiming at the fucking black powder keg, he was like waiting. It was like he took forever to make the shot, and I thought he was just gonna like put it to his own head and just be like, instead, just like fucking kill himself.
Well, there goes the crown.
I know.
Yeah. Anyways, he shoots the black powder, which then explodes. Huge explosion, by the way. Destroys what's left of the house.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then they run down this mine shaft of a tunnel that's below the house for some reason.
Yeah, to smuggle stuff into the house is what it was.
And we also, guys, forgot the Spanish conquistador connection to the zombies in as well.
That was a very
the flashback that happened for like 10 minutes that made no sense.
Yeah. So it was a scientist who came there with the Spaniards and the scientists, blah, 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 setup. Anyways, they're running down the tunnel, and the moss zombies break out of the wall of the tunnel, and the black chick's like, I had enough of this, and goes to fight him, but then immediately dies because she's overwhelmed by the zombies, and they're trying to run. All of a sudden, their friend comes back in a cloak.
The friend who's covered in shit.
Yeah, the shit friend. He's got this hood on. He comes in and stabs the zombie with an old sword, and he's just like motions for them to follow me.
Yeah,
and
like he's a fucking Assassin's
twirls
Creed.
his cape and then walks off, and they're like, "Oh, okay, I guess we'll follow you." Into this like fucking zombie, like
Yeah,
if you're
it's
like
like
if
a
it's like the
science lab,
it's like the
another
Frightmares
one.
room at Lagoon.
Yeah.
like with all the animatronics on the wall. So just like a scary theme park ride with animatronics in the room. Like, what is this room? Like, what are you doing? And then the main bad guy zombie just pulls their friend's face.
The
off.
reverse Scooby-Doo scene.
No. What I think happens is they're looking at some of the corpses, and they notice that a corpse doesn't have a face. It's just the muscles and stuff. They're like, hey, I don't think that's him. How do they recognize their friend hanging up upside down without a face in the first place to go, I don't think that's our friend up there. And then he pulls the guy's face off, the mask.
Like it face off.
Like it face
He wants to take his face off.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And then they have the conquistador zombies coming in to kind of stop them, but then they get out of the room, and then you have the sword fight between the main chick and
so
the guy.
fencing payoff here.
Yeah, except she can't fence worth shit.
She was not fencing.
That's what I said too. I was like, this is like medieval fighting.
So when she told him that she was going to take a year off to go fencing, she was lying to him. She was
Like,
doing something else.
Not only was
She
she
was
not
fucking the
fencing,
fencer.
the other dude, the zombie dude, had the fencing sword.
Yeah.
He had the thin sword that was made for fencing, and she had a fucking broadsword.
Yeah, she was broadsword fighting in that moment. That was not fencing at all.
It made me laugh too, because like at the beginning, the dude was like, "Yeah, she took a year off for fencing classes," and it's like,
That's why we
I don't know
broke
what use that would have.
Yeah.
And then she gets stabbed right in the chest with the sword.
right
that
between the
conveniently-
boobs, which
conveniently cuts some of the straps on her corset that she's wearing.
Wonderfully.
So she now has more displayed cleavage.
And then
with a wound in her
and
chest,
then when
though.
she gets,
And we never saw him.
and when she
Yeah,
gets
I
thrown
know.
to
So
the
disappointing.
ground, it's
She had
like
the biggest ones too.
it's like a 10-second scene of like her tits just like trying to come out. And I noticed throughout
Oh,
the
I
movie they're
know.
like more and more
I'm like-
up.
Well, she was running like I was like, her boobs are trying to slap her in the face.
They're coming, yeah. And like I could see it in the scene because she's like falling to the ground, and I could hear Uwe Boll being like, "Keep your head up, keep your head up. We want the tits. We don't want your hair."
and then the main character guy comes in and finally cuts the evil dude's head off with the axe. But then the zombie
I know.
corpse turns
He keeps-
around and
okay.
chokes him out.
He keeps pulling that axe out of his ass. Like there are like 2 or 3 scenes of him not having the axe or it being anywhere, and then all of a sudden he's just like, axe. I was like, is he just like keeping that up his asshole? Like he literally just pulls it out of nowhere, like 3 times.
Anyways, that's a smaller hatchet, I would say, and he just one shot gets this guy's head off his shoulders, and the corpse turns around and starts choking him out, and he can't do it. He just cut a guy's head off, has a weapon, but the zombie overpowers him and chokes him out.
Yeah, he's like choking him on the ground, and then the chick like gets up and then slowly crawls towards the fucking dude's head that's laying on the fucking ground, and then stomps on it like it's a remote to turn it off.
So this zombie head was telepathically controlling the zombie body, is what it was.
Oh, also,
so not only did he find out the ability for youth, for just not aging and not dying, he's a telepath at the same time and control his body.
Oh
with his
man,
mind.
let's talk about the scene where we learn about how he can't die when he's getting hung. Like he says, like I cannot be killed like 6 times. They hang him, and then he's like,
killed.
and then he like turns his head, and he's like, I cannot be killed. And then he lifts his arm above his head like to the sky, and I'm like, wow.
I love the look he gives him, like when he's like just hanging there, and then he's like turns his head and looks at him, and he's like, I cannot be killed.
Yeah. And he looked like when he was having the flashback conversation with the captain, which is quite possibly
I
the
just
most
want
painful
your
scene in this whole movie, because the captain does not want to be there at all. You can
No.
tell. And he's slowly walks towards him, and he looks like he's about to fuck the captain. He's giving him these eyes.
Yeah, it was
he's looking at his lips like he's about to kiss him.
Yeah, I'm
he's like,
what the
"Ooh."
fuck? The captain. No wonder the
happening?
captain came. He's like, well, what's going on here? He's suddenly intrigued at this new
really
sexuality that he
really
didn't realize
close
he
talkers too.
had. Yeah, right up next to each other.
Did
And
you see Wing Commander?
Yeah. It was an excellent movie, Captain.
I mean, that's pretty much the end, right? Only the
No,
two
okay.
get out.
Okay, yeah, so they're
She
done.
lives
she
through
lives.
the fucking skewer through
But
her
then
chest,
the
though.
helicopter lands, and the two agents get off the helicopter with a whole bunch of armed people. They walk up, and they're hobbling out of the house, and they go, "Who are you guys?" And they're like, "Who are you?"
I love the.
We're here to rescue you.
I love the FBI agent too. It's be on the lookout for revived Homo sapiens,
Reanimated
Homo sapiens.
And then they go, "Who are you? Well, who are you? Well, we're here to rescue you." It's just what is
How
this
did they
exchange?
find out about any of this?
How do you not know who we are if you're here for us? And why? I was like,
is she gonna be okay?
He's like, does she look okay? And I'm like,
Does
no,
she
she's
look
dead.
okay to
She's
you?
clearly fucking stabbed through the
It's
chest.
just that whole ending exchange was just the cherry of shit on top of the shit ice cream that we had to
I thought she was
fucking
dead. And then she starts moving her head, and I'm like, is she supposed to? And then she's alive. I'm like, how are you alive?
I love how they never want to say zombies too in the movie.
It's
and
this
then,
cliche thing, yeah.
And then the fucking camera dude was like, it's like a Romero movie.
Yeah, they mentioned Romero in the movie. Oh, God. Dude,
They're like, what?
There was a sequel teaser as well.
Yeah.
There's definitely going to be a sequel, which I believe you checked. There is a
I
sequel.
did watch the trailer for it,
Was
and
the
we
end-
don't have to watch it
Was
because
the
it
end
wasn't
supposed to be
theatrically
released?
released.
Was that last helicopter guys coming in? Was that supposed to be some evil corporation coming in to want to create
Dude,
this from
I
themselves?
fucking
Was it an allusion to an Umbrella type thing? But
Dude,
in House
I
of
thought
Dead?
the same thing. I was like,
That's the
is
only
this
thing
like
that
the
makes
ending
sense.
to Resident Evil?
What I thought was, man, there goes half of the budget with the helicopter coming in.
A real helicopter, too. So that
Yeah.
was nice.
Yeah, House of the Dead 4, if it came out tomorrow, I'd use a CG helicopter.
Like a really shitty one.
It would use World War II footage helicopter.
That is...
not World War Vietnam.
I think we pretty much went over everything in this movie.
Yeah.
That was pretty much everything. What do you guys think about this movie, Craig?
The movie is fucking awful in every conceivable way, but it is so funny at times. The fucking all the boobs, and then they're the sudden
boobs are awesome.
Yeah, and then
boobs, man.
But then the
great.
boobs were gone after the first third of the movie.
Yeah,
and then
that's when the movie went downhill.
Yeah, and
frankly.
then it was all about the jiggle tits from the one chick and the yeah, they were trying to slap her in the face.
guys! You remember when they found the other group of people and they had to show them what happened? You have extra boobs in the video that they're playing back in the video.
Yep.
Oh man,
those were counted.
Well,
There
when
were
you
total
see
of five
the cameraman,
boob
when the
scenes.
dude is still talking over the movie, still narrating it, the camera guy is sitting there staring at a pair of boobs.
Yep.
Fucking filming them. Yeah. It's a fucking terrible movie, but it is pretty great to laugh at.
Cameron.
I think I enjoyed The Room more than I enjoyed this movie.
Oh, yeah.
The Room, not Room.
The Room.
Well, I enjoyed both of those movies better than this movie.
I think The Room is funnier.
Yes.
By far. And
Don't worry, he's going to jail.
And The Room is definitely a worse movie, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
This is bad, though.
I think Start With Nothing is a worse movie than this movie, too.
I think the fucking camera work in this movie is fucking terrible.
He's an awful director.
And then and then the cuts and shit, just it's. I think it's worse than The Room, but The Room's everything else is way worse.
I think almost everything is more well made in this movie than in The Room.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Those fucking cuts.
I enjoyed The Room more than I
So
did
The
this
Room
movie.
was funner the whole time.
Yeah.
This was fun in parts.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was really awful.
Yeah, it was fucking terrible.
Awful.
Too
Twice.
long. Way
Oh,
too
it was
long.
way too long. Yeah, I fucking paused it at like an
And
hour. I was like,
it's
how
an-
much is left?
It's an hour and a half, and it feels so much longer.
I know. I was like, at an hour, I was
was
pausing it. I was like, how the fuck much longer is left? It was like, it feels like the end right here, and then it's nope. Then you go fucking 15-minute flashback of like the past of the conquistadors, and it's like, oh my god,
I cannot be killed.
I'm gonna hang out on this island in the northern. Fuck shit, man! Like Alaska. I'm gonna hang out on this island here.
That review from Spencer D. IGN Movies.
the
is
fucking
just
boat.
fucking-
They could still have gotten to the boat too. That's the thing that pisses me off. Like they abandoned the idea of getting on the boat. And then went for the house for like no reason.
Did you guys ever watch that one movie where they all start playing this new horror game and they have to like speak an oath at the beginning of the game, but then people start dying in real life if they die in the video game? And then IGN
Final Destination.
Then IGN actually
Jumanji?
published a fake magazine for it. No, I have to look that up. So there's this. Oh man, it was a terrible movie too.
Was it like a year ago?
No, it's like a long time ago. I have to find the name of this
Yeah,
movie.
this sounds like a late '90s video game.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You got enough of a password there?
So yeah, I will agree with Schweiss and Cameron and Craig. This movie's terrible.
Where do we rank it?
It's fucking terrible. I got everybody's rankings here. If you'll excuse me.
Before though, I will say this probably is the worst. Although I didn't dislike it as much as some others.
So you're saying that technically,
I think this is probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Like technically, yeah. Like
okay, this is in my bottom 5
movies ever watched.
But Wing Commander is there too.
Yeah.
So I have it at second to the bottom with Wing Commander and last. So I think the best video game movie of all time so far that I've seen: Rampage, then Tomb Raider, Cradle of Life, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, Street Fighter, Super Mario Bros., Lara Croft Tomb Raider, Mortal Kombat, Resident Evil, Double Dragon, then House of the Dead, barely eking out the utterly boring Wing Commander, which is also a terrible movie, but more boring than House of the Dead.
Definitely.
Schweiss has House of the Dead third to last over Wing Commander, and in last place Double Dragon, which is interesting.
Yeah, as time goes on, I think Double Dragon is probably better than Wing Commander, because Wing Commander was boring the entire time, but Double Dragon was kind of funny a few times.
Yeah, it had some.
It had a Spanish force.
Yeah, that was. I laughed.
So Schweiss's ranking is Rampage is number 1, Tomb Raider 2018, Tomb Raider Cradle of Life, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Resident Evil, Mortal Kombat 2, Lara Croft Tomb Raider, Super Mario Bros., then House of the Dead, Wing Commander, Double Dragon. Cameron put House of the Dead second to last. There's a pattern here, guys.
It's bad.
It's bad. It's real bad. In this list of mostly bad movies, it's near the bottom. Cameron's ranking is Tomb Raider 2018 on the top, with Rampage, followed by Lara Croft Tomb Raider, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, Mortal Kombat, Resident Evil, Street Fighter, Wing Commander, House of the Dead, Super Mario, and Double Dragon. And he's totally missing Tomb Raider Cradle of Life, by the way.
I think I might have missed Resident Evil.
No, it's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, so I switched. It's second from the bottom for me.
Tomb Raider. Where's Tomb Raider Cradle of Life?
Tomb Raider Tomb. It's just Tomb.
But where's Tomb Raider then?
Tomb Raider 2018.
Tomb Raider 2018.
Yeah, but there's still
Tomb.
if
Where's
Tomb is
Cradle
Tomb
of
Raider
Life?
2.
All right, I didn't put it on. It's gonna be near the top though.
Okay. I'll have you retroactively put a Tomb Raider Cradle of Life in here somewhere. Caleb Craig has House of the Dead second from the bottom. So, guys, not the worst for any of us. Second from the bottom for Caleb Craig.
Fucking hate that double D.
The best one saying is Rampage, followed by Tomb Raider 2018, Tomb Raider Cradle of Life, which is one of the movies we watched, Cameron. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Lara Croft Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, Super Mario Bros., Double Dragon, House of the Dead, and Wing Commander. I believe Craig is also missing one. Way to go, guys. Anyway.
I copied my list exactly from the last one.
Okay, well, the number you have the same number as Cameron, and Cameron's missing one.
What the fuck am I missing?
I don't know. I don't know which one you're fucking missing. You're gonna have to look. Anyways, yeah, not a good movie. Not a good movie. Guys, our website is newclan.net. If you want to call our line and give us questions for Nude Clan After Dark, the number is 385-204-3921. That's 385-204-3921. And if you want to tweet the show, it's at Nude Clan Podcast, which is also where all the nominations and the voting happens now. I am at Joseph DeGolier.
At Obsidian Ba.
At Nude Clan Cam.
At UFF Podcast.
And if you want to ask a question for the show, you can join the forums on our website, or you can hashtag NudeClanQ on Twitter. That's Q, the letter Q, not any other version of that
phonetic
sound. Yeah, that phonetic homophone, whatever the fuck. But anyways, fuck, I think that's it.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next time.
Enjoy the nude.
May the list go on.
Live always in the nude.
Fuck Uwe Boll.